and gentlemen, welcome back to Paradise League HoN Awakening Tournament Season number 4. We are now going into the winner bracket finals, and we have the best of the best teams coming up against each other here. We have Newerth, the winner of winners, against Wogpa. And I'm of course joined by my fellow caster, the biggest Nitro spammer there ever was, there ever will be, Captain Kirk. How are you doing, man?
Thank you. Great intro once
Thank
again. Yeah, so we're following up from yesterday. We saw some of the matches from both Wokpa and Lunatir playing up to this point, and now they're finally meeting powerhouse of the EU versus the Thai team. So gonna be good to see how that plays out.
Oh yeah. I'm really looking forward to this match, Kirk. I've been dying to get the starting on these matches.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are among the favorites from both regions. So this will be a big clash, and seeing how it plays out and how the different playstyles meet up. We saw a lot of Soul Reaper stuff going on yesterday, and we finally see it being banned. So no Soul Reaper in this match. Geo, Tundra, stuff over as Soul Reaper Deadwood.
Oh yeah.
Rest of the bans are the same as yesterday, but Soul Reaper being on the list is the first.
Well, at least Wokpa doing the smart move, banning the Soul Reaper against Lunatir.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they had 2 decisive wins with Soul Reaper yesterday, and even lost the game against one of the other Thai teams playing Soul Reaper. So
yeah,
they definitely like that hero.
And I also see Tundra actually being banned in very many games and previous games we have seen. You think Tundra is a worthy ban coming into tournaments?
I think so. I think the bird is so valuable, having that extra vision flying around the map. It's like a better version of Fade, where the whole hero itself is using the ult to walk around, but now the bird flies around and you can do things in the meantime. So
yeah,
I think that's just too powerful in how the games are played with that extra vision and scouting out what's going on with rotations. So really powerful hero, and I understand why they want to ban it. And Corrupted Disciple from Lunatir, they played this some of the games yesterday as well. They didn't really put it in the core position. I think it was them, right? Where we had the Corrupted Disciple and Moon Queen on the same team.
Oh yeah.
Have to check that.
That was yesterday. They chose to go Corrupted Disciple long lane with a Behemoth, actually.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think Corrupted is a good pick, and especially a good pick for a core lineup, but we'll see how they decide to put it.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Corrupted Disciple, I would say, fits the playstyle of Lunatir, considering Corrupted can be very active. Even it's a carry, but it can join in the early fights, and you can buy protective items and just fight with your team constantly.
Yeah, so I just checked. It wasn't them playing with the Moon Queen, but they have played Corrupted before as well, and they have done it in a core position, so I would assume that's what they're going for here. And the Vindicator counter pick on the Andrew, that is such a good counter in my eyes, because when you jump in and you get the Vindicator ult, you just know for certain that Andrew is not going to be swapping out that core hero while you're going. So
oh yeah, that's a really valid point.
Usually we see one of them being like Vindicator usually being banned when Andrew is picked, but here they first pick Andrew knowing Vindicator's up.
Yeah, so, it's a bit surprising actually. Yeah. Also, like Vindicator. I mean, what hero does Vindicator not counter with his silence, really? But it's particularly good. With the Andromeda can't swap and Behemoth can't peek in and ulti. Like, they're just standing there for a couple of seconds.
It's true, but I think the main difference is, imagine if the Andrew was a martyr instead. When you jump in to start the fight, you don't want to immediately use your ult as a martyr, right? You want to wait until your carry is just about to die and then heal him up to full. While when you're playing an Andrew, you want to swap him out immediately. Like the moment they jump, poof, he's off.
Yeah.
And Vindicator stops that early swap, while if it was some other support that would use abilities later down the line to save him on the brink of death, then the early Vindicator silence wouldn't have quite the same effect. So I think it's a good counter pick.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Moraxis, of course, Vampire played that a lot yesterday as well, and they're picking that in their lineup again. So comfortable heroes for them.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out that Moraxis is very good against Andromeda. You can never stun Moraxis as an Andromeda unless you are really good at faking your stun.
Yeah, but it has so long travel time that you can almost not even fake it properly, because you just react to the projectile more than the animation, as you would on some of the other heroes.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good pick as well for meeting up with Andrew at least, and we'll see what other heroes they end up going.
Absolutely.
So Kraken,
Uh,
Adrenaline, Monarch, Calamity, Gauntlet, and Grinix. Yeah. So
yeah.
most of them are following along what we would expect from the usually picked heroes.
Yeah. It's a lot of the same heroes getting banned pretty much every game. Even with different teams, it's the same heroes that gets banned, I would say, pretty much.
Yeah. So Ravenor as the core pickup from the EU side here, and I think from my point of view, mostly EU teams play like proper hard carries, while Thai teams rarely do. So this would be a Ravenor core, probably meeting up against the Corrupted in a core position, and
Yeah.
we'll see if Ravenor gets to that point where he just becomes so strong that he can be such a big threat to the enemy team that he can pretty much just roll them over.
Yeah. From
Or if
what we have
they,
seen before, Ravener does a lot of damage. He doesn't really need so many items either. His ultimate just stacking charges and he will hit through. He will even hit through Void Talisman, so it's a really
yeah.
powerhouse.
Yeah, he can become super strong, and he has that extra stun as well. So even in the laning phase against man-ups or in a trident scenario, he can add extra value to those lanes. So yeah, for sure.
From what I'm seeing so far on the team of Wogpa, I think I'm watching already a tri-lane with Ravenor, Andromeda, and Behemoth securing Ravenor's farm. I don't think there is many mana planes or tri-lanes for that matter that can beat Ravenor or Behemoth and Andromeda. It's a lot of damage and stuns.
Yeah, it could definitely be that way. They could also put Behemoth Sui and then pick a third hero that would line up well with Andro and Ravenor, or play the last pick here into a solo lane. Either way, I think can work. But it's clear that there will not be a jungling hero from either side, I believe. I don't think they would dare pick a jungler now with their lineup.
Yeah. So the last picks coming out from Lunat here is Nymphora and Pebbles here. Are we seeing perhaps a dual lane mid with Nymphora Pebbles, perhaps?
They randomed Martyr?
Oh, wait. Did they?
King Cloud, okay. So
King Cloud, okay.
we're probably gonna have a
fast
little remake here into all pick.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah, alright. Okay. I was just about to say that Martyr doesn't seem like the pick, but it wasn't, so that makes sense.
Okay, so instead of Martyr, we are going to see a King Cloud, and every other hero is gonna be the same.
Yeah, and Pebbles and Nymphora is probably gonna be a duo mid, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be heading in pretty well there. Meeting up against the Filer, probably alone? What do you think?
Oh, you're saying that the Filer playing 2 versus 1 middle now?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, they depends if they want to go for the tri lane or not, but I would imagine they want to give Ravenor a really good start. So having the two supports around him early on to make sure he scales up fast is probably worthwhile, and the Filer can recover.
Oh yeah, the Filer can
relatively easily, right?
I think the Filer actually can do, if I'm not mistaken, semi-decent against a Pebbles and Nymphora. even if they are dual laning mid, I think Defiler have at least some chance of getting a few last hits with his Q ability, and considering it's a ranged hero, it can at least get some XP, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, interesting to see if they're going to be sort of sacrificing Defiler's early game to make sure Ravenor gets a good start, or if they want to lead that double lane mid with rotating Andrew in or
Yeah.
Behemoth.
Anyways, I think we're just going to take a short break here, and we will be back within a minute for our match when the heroes are at place.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. We have Newerth here against Wogpa. A minor small mistake here was made by Wogpa randoming Martyr, but as we can see, they already have picked their heroes back to normal, and the game is going to start any minute now, so sorry for that small mistake.
Yeah.
So, Kirk, yeah, we were talking about Defiler, right, in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Most likely playing against a dual lane with Pebbles and Infora going against him. At least that's the predictions we have made so far, but we might be really surprised here.
Let's get it on.
Yeah, I mean they could lane Cloud mid as well, so I'm
Yeah.
a little bit curious to see how the Hellborn lineup will sort of pan out, because if they put Defiler mid and Cloud is effectively Sui or solo, he will meet up against Meraxes one-on-one on the bot lane, which I think is probably going to be a pretty good lineup for him if they play it like they usually have with solo Meraxes. So
I would think Moraxis did slightly better in a 1v1 against a Cloud, right?
I mean, they both have that ability to sort of toss magics at each other quite a bit through Cloud's Q and the access from Meraxes, of course. So
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Cloud is he does a lot of damage level 1 with his Q. So as long as Moraxis doesn't really do the mistake of manning up too early and Cloud using his mana, I think Moraxis will come out on top eventually.
yeah, the mana cost on Cloud is quite a bit higher than on Meraxes, so he will run out of mana faster on
Yeah.
Cloud. So
Let's get it on.
so maybe we'll see how they play it out. Of course, the supports instantly TPing out
Oh yeah.
both sides, trying to get those wards up early. Might see a meetup here in the bot lane with Vindicator. No, just places it really quickly.
So that's giving Vindicator the sight of Behemoth and Andromeda already. Knowing
Yeah, so
that
they
are
are
on the bot
playing the
lane.
man up. Yeah, they're playing the tri lane with Ravenor in the off lane. So the
Oh,
meetup
yeah.
on Cloud and Raxus will happen top instead. But we are looking at the lineup matching what we expected. Pebbles on the mid lane going up to destroy the trees with his stalagmites and giving it a further walk back for the Defiler to actually get the region up and no trees to really hide in. So
Yeah. Always a
he'll
good
walk,
move to cut the trees there, I would say.
yeah, he'll walk back and region up, and nothing will really have missed out for him to do that, but it's just no trees.
I would say a really good move by Wogpa here, actually going tri-lane bottom, trying to shut down the corrupted here. And they will be able to do so if they're not rotating another player over to help out the Corrupted and Vindicator.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there might be a situation where they are successful on the mid lane and they get a kill on Defiler, Pebbles gets a Bloodlust, and then
Yeah.
Nephora might think, okay, my job here is kind of done. Pebbles has a really good start now. He can manage on his own. I'm going to go bot lane and help out the team. So, depending on how the mid lane plays out, they might be playing 3-on-2 for a bit or for a longer time.
Do you think that they would perhaps just sack the bottom lane and just focus completely on the Pebbles in the middle lane?
Early stun on mid here.
Oh yes, an earlier res. Good
I'm
res.
I'm not sure. I think they want to get some value out of the bot lane still. So if they really are struggling, I would expect them to rotate.
Yeah. So, as I can see, Andromeda have blocked the easy camp here. And that's a stun already coming in on the Vindicator. Ravener follows up with his stun. Vindicator using his silence there to try stop them, but it's not going to be enough. And that's a Bloodlust for Super KG on the Behemoth.
Really good block with Behemoth there, locking him in. No path out, and he was just held in place.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I mean, we all know how annoying it is to get super blocked by a Behemoth.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
how long is his queue actually? It's
6.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Corrupted here, trying to steal the damage from Ravener, but Andromeda is stunning him really fast, stopping him.
yeah. I think they will have a hard time on bot and having to be careful with the Behemoth in the trees.
Oh, look, Behemoth here once again doing a great stun there. Vindicator trying to silence down Ravener, but Ravener already got his stun out. And here, does Andromeda have the mana for his stun here? No, he does not! Oh no! Oh, if Andromeda just had a little bit of mana there, they would have the second kill.
Oh, mid lane now.
Mid lane,
They're
yeah.
going for the toss.
Oh yeah, look at that. Pebbles chucking Defiler, but Defiler is a really tanky hero, and Defiler
might kill him
mana
here.
up here. Oh yeah, look at the man up here. One more auto attack would have done the job there, but he would not take the risk of dying himself.
Yeah, hitting up for the Merrick's rune on top. Yeah, I mean, he's doing really well on mid lane considering it's 2-on-1 here. Good start for them.
Yeah. Nymphora doing the sensible thing, dying to neutrals there, just getting to base faster so he can come back with full HP and mana. Now look at Behemoth once again stunning the Corrupted Disciple, follow up by Andromeda stun. Now the silence comes out from Vindy and the disarm, but the Ravener stun have so long duration, so he will manage to get the stun in the end. Now Behemoth might be some big trouble here, using the apple, trying to survive. One more auto attack will do it. Are they getting the vision? No, the apple being popped there on the Behemoth, so he will survive in the end.
Yeah, Nephora rotating on the bot lane with the bottle and everything, trying to help out the team, but not getting there quite fast enough to save Corrupted and get the turn kill.
A lot of action here already in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, but that rotation really means that Defiler gets the free farm on the mid lane, so he will be almost 2 levels ahead now.
Oh yeah. Actually, Nephora is coming back to the Pebbles here, giving him the bottle.
Yeah, but they haven't really succeeded in locking down Defiler in the way they wanted to, so he will have a bottle on the way now and be able to spam his Q much more freely.
Yeah. Actually, Defiler is ahead in the GPM compared to Pebbles. Not much, but he's still the same.
Exactly.
And on the top lane, however, they are doing equally, I would say, right?
Cloud is a decent bit ahead on farm.
Actually, yeah, he's almost at 300 GPM compared to Moraxus at 220 there.
Yeah. So right now, I would say that they are winning pretty much all lanes right now on Walkpass side. Like the margins are small. It's not major differences.
Oh, what a stun coming from Behemoth there. And Pebbles trying to stun him, but the Behemoth wall is, as you said, 6 seconds or so. Oh, does he have his W? No, so he cannot cancel the TP from Pebbles there.
Yeah, but really good. Like, he denied the rune and forced him to TP home. So no full bottle, no haste, and Behemoth just pops a mana pot and he's fine.
Like, a haste on Pebbles can have a really big effect. So, Behemoth taking it.
Big man up, top lane. Top lane.
Huge man up.
Oh, he's walking off.
Yeah, Cloud not having enough mana there to really commit to the case.
Yeah, I think he was considering it. He had some stacks in the power supply there to turn into extra abilities. He let him walk.
He let him walk, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Meraxes had all his spells still. He had the Arcane Shield and the stun, so he probably wouldn't have died.
Now, the Filer is actually getting quite far ahead, I would say, on the Pebbles here with the GPM charge. Even against the mana lane, dual lane in the middle there.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to stop the Filer now. He will have enough mana to use Qs on every wave, and they will not be able to really do anything about it, so... They're pretty much just leaving him to farm and going for an easy stack in the woods.
It's some fast gold for Pebbles, but at the same time, the Filer gets a whole creeper for himself.
Yeah, trading farm.
Yeah. Now...
Bot lane will be tough still, right? Because Corrupted sitting at 200 gold per minute, and
oh yeah,
Ravenor close to 350 now. So
now we can see Nymphora here is rotating towards bottom. He's stunning the Behemoth. Vindicator using his silence to try slow him down here, but
Pebbles on the way as well.
Red boots. Oh yeah, here we have Pebbles also on the way, stunning the Pebbles. They're blocking him up. Great block actually. Now that's a Cloud ulti being used. Oh, that's a good stun by Sigma there, catching the Pebbles. Now Nymphora is in some deep trouble here. Nymphora will fall. Oh wow. Yes. Oh, Behemoth trying to do a stun there, but unfortunately Corrupted ends up at the wrong side.
Yeah. Meraxes TPing bot lane as well. I mean, Cloud sent that all the way from the top lane, so he just tried to be...
Look at Vindy here, actually, trying to block off Ravenor as well as he can. And the damage strain from the Corrupted there, and there comes the Q up to finish off the Ravenor. Now they are chasing a huge stun from the Behemoth, stunning 4 heroes. That's gonna give Cloud the escape, but I think Andromeda is in some huge trouble, and the explosion of Meraxes' ulti will take down Andromeda as well.
Yeah. Yeah, good rotations. But
yeah.
Hellbone are coming out ahead on this one, and Meraxes TPing to the bot lane just means that Cloud just TPs back because he didn't spend his, only using the ult, so he gets to farm another 2 waves without Meraxes even being there.
Yeah, that's gonna help him out a lot actually. So, really a lot of action and rotation so early, I would say.
Yeah, I think they have a really good strategy here for Walkbev. Good executions as well. Very vital that Defiler actually does so well as he's doing right now in the mid lane. Because it would be such a different story if he was being locked down completely and Pebbles had mega farm now, right?
Yeah, that would definitely make a big difference. Yeah, I think Defiler against mana plane as Pebbles and Nymphora, Defiler has... I mean, it has a long range and his Q is just so powerful and a lot of damage, so you can always get some last hits.
Yeah.
Now the rune is being taken here by Pebbles on the bottom rune, and he gets a haste here actually. Maybe he's looking to find a kill on the bottom lane?
Yeah, but they saw the haste being picked up from the ward on the on their side of the jungle, so they will probably just hold back until Pebbles appears again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good ward there on the rune.
Yeah, it just ran out a few seconds after, so
yeah,
served this purpose.
Now, I'm thinking maybe as soon as Nymphora gets his ultimate, we might see some potential plays with Pebbles and Nymphora trying to make something happen here.
Yeah. Yeah, they will... If they can hold that haste long enough for Nymphora to get level 6, they will be really, really powerful with instant TP anywhere in the map and just haste out.
Yeah. Now, Ravenor have his steamboats being picked up, so he's gonna be pretty hard to kill, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets caught in a Pebble stun, he will probably die regardless if the follow-up is there, but he has enough HP to survive that 1-2 hero burst.
Yeah. Now Nymphora and Pebbles thinking of maybe porting somewhere. They are thinking hard here.
Meraxes TP bot now.
Oh yeah, Meraxes TP bottom here, trying to set up some play.
So we'll probably see rotation in a moment. I would assume they're killing that wave on the mid lane with Pebbles, and then once that is dead, they will head on out.
Now Meraxes is showing himself here, trying to chase down the Behemoth, but unfortunately missing the axe. Now the rest of his team is trying
Here's the
also to
TP.
keep the chasing. Here's the port with Min4 and Pebbles, and they're finding Andromeda, stunning the Andromeda immediately, and that's gonna be a dead Andromeda. A good port from Nymphora and Pebbles.
Yeah, nice that they get the kill, but it seems like they saw this coming and
Yeah,
cut their losses pretty easily, just only getting Andro. It could have been much worse for them, and they had a 5-man rotation to make this happen, so...
that's true, yeah. And
Also the
again,
big
you
thing.
can see Cloud actually getting to far. Meanwhile, all of this action was going on.
Yeah, Ravenor TP stopped, seeing the whole enemy 5-man team on the bot lane, not
Yeah.
wasting time standing around down there, going top to push in the tower. Rest of
Oh,
the team
look.
comes to follow up.
Oh yeah, they want the tower here. Even the Filer ulti being used to push it down, so most likely this tower is a dead one.
Yeah, but Hellbone, or Elite Inside, sorry, are responding here. Smoking
Oh,
up
yeah,
the
look at that.
Pebbles and...
Oh,
here we go.
Ravenor here. Oh,
they
smoke
not-
is not being popped. There we go, smoke being popped. Ravenor is stunning on the Windy, Pebble stunning on the Cloud here. TP's coming in the chunk on the Cloud there. Cloud goes down, and they're trying to chase as much as they can onto the Andromeda here. And he's gonna be a very dead Andromeda there. That is really fast reaction time from Lunateer there. Everyone just tipping top immediately.
Yeah, it looked really weird having Pebbles smoked right next to Ravenor there, but just
Yeah.
around the corner of the tree.
I mean, if Pebbles just moved just a slight centimeter, he would see the Ravenor there, and Ravenor would probably be dead.
I think he had the choice to go for Ravenor, but he chose to go for Cloud instead. I think that's smart because Cloud didn't get any of his abilities off, no ult, no nothing. And if he had went for Ravenor, Cloud would have counter gone on them instead. So I think he made the correct decision there, and not choosing Ravenor.
Cloud have could counter initiate with his ult there. You're absolutely right. Now bottom lane here we see Behemoth and Cloud trying to do something against the Meraxes, but Meraxes is a very tanky hero, and the ultimate being popped as well. There comes the W, and it gets triggered, and the double stomp from Meraxes, and he will be able to survive here, I think. The speed of his shield will give him
Behe
enough
stunned in 2
space.
seconds.
Oh, Behe, Strider's being activated, and that's gonna take down the Meraxes in the end there. Really good effort from Meraxes.
Yeah. Yeah, he walked back and forth a little bit and didn't get the full value of just rushing away, and he just barely reaches him.
Yeah. Well, that's where you see Striders actually have a really big impact.
Yeah, extra move speed helps him catch up. He did a pretty smart play on Raxus, shooting the X on the easy camp to pull the creeps out because he knew Behemoth was coming, so the creeps would have hit Behemoth and slowed him down and stopped the Striders, but he didn't get enough distance for that to matter.
I didn't catch that, but yeah. Oh, look at the Vindicator being out of position with the B stun. He's trying to silence them, and here comes the big silence and the stun coming out from Pebbles here. They are chucking him in the air, but Meraxes is going for a Behemoth in it. That will give Cloud the possibility to take down the Vindicator at the same time. A little slight communication there, perhaps. You think Meraxes should have went for the Cloud as well, just to finish him off, so Vindicator would have been alive now?
I mean, I think it's fine for them because Vindicator almost survived anyway. So I think he took the chance, hoping that Pebbles and Vindy would be able to finish off Cloud in time, and went for the second kill. And in the worst case here, they just trade 1-for-1 Behemoth and Vindicator, and I think they're fine with that. So probably fine. And CD and Nymph actually porting in together to assist here, but fight is over before they arrive.
Absolutely, yeah. I actually think they, like you said, they made the right choice. Actually, making sure Behemoth doesn't get out as well, because shutting down the PK on the Behemoth is very valuable for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And the tower just barely didn't get denied. The catapult did the perfect last hit there, doing the remaining 40 damage. Meraxes could do nothing there to stop it. So
The power of the catapult.
yeah, good RNG. It's like the difference of 1500 gold almost, if that is
Yeah.
denied or not, or 1000 gold. Sorry.
Now, GPM charge. The Filer is in the lead with 400 GPM, followed by Pebbles. Right behind him, not much to change. Not much
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, but the main difference is that the Filer was alone on the mid lane and Pebbles had a support behind him, so
Yeah,
the Filer definitely coming out on top on that one.
absolutely, yeah. He did a great job on the middle lane.
Rotations towards top lane now, smoking on the Filer, Behemoth behind the tower in a second.
Yeah, they do have they don't have any vision on him, so Vindicator might get caught out here. And here we go. The Behemoth stuns on the Meraxes, and the silence of Vindicator being popped. Ravener connects the stun on the Meraxes. Meraxes will go down very fast there. The tanky boy gets shut down really fast.
Very patient from Behemoth as well on Super KG, not stunning the Vindicator. He saw immediately, but knowing that Meraxes was there and he was the more valuable target. So
yeah. And in the meantime, Corrupted taking down the bottom tower, but it doesn't really matter because Wogpie is getting the top tower in the same time.
yeah,
Oh, look at the pebbles here. I actually picked up a PK and is Invis behind the tower. Might be looking to make something happen here in the middle lane. No, he's deciding to go bottom instead, actually. Might be a smart move.
he could get Ravenor here. He's maybe sticking around, deciding to walk back.
Actually going back, yeah.
I don't think they've seen the PK from Pebbles yet, so
No, I don't think so either, so...
they have the opening advantage. Oh, here we
Pebbles
go.
going in here and is jogging on the Andromeda, but doesn't take the last hit. And the Cloud, huge Vindicator ultimate, stopping the Cloud there from porting and using more abilities. And here comes the Ravener stun, connects on them 4 and 4 goes down. And look, the Merax is stunning on the Cloud there. Huge silence from the Vindicator. Now, Corrupted Disciple drains damage from Defiler, but they are choosing to retreat here, knowing that they don't have what it takes to take this fight yet.
Yeah, not the best initiation from Pebbles, and really good Vindicator ult.
Here we go, a big stun coming out from Super KG on the Vindicator, but unfortunately the follow-up is quite not ready yet.
Here comes
and
Pebbles!
Triple stun from Pebbles with the Corrupted Disciple using his Q there on the 3 targets. Double stun from Meraxes coming in and Behemoth will fall. And that's gonna be 4-4-0 actually, going in the favor of Newerth here.
Pebbles is not done yet. He's heading
Pebbles is not done. He's diving on the Cloud and he will connect the stun and the shot on the Cloud. That's a 5-4-0 for Newerth here. What is going on, Kirk?
I mean, Pebbles went from doing a really bad initiation on Andrew, not really getting anything done with that Invis rune, forcing a fight, and going back into triple stun, and then jumping Invis into the base where he doesn't see anything, heading in, getting killed, and Cloud and walking out. So, really, really big.
I mean, wow, that really turned the tide there. Just,
yeah.
It went from being quite equally to just turning it fast around.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Vindicator ult saved them so much, because they were about to die on Pebbles there for sure.
Mid lane air sword to cut you off. Beam is stunning the Vindicator and the Follow using his ulti, trying to do as much damage as he can. Huge stun by Pebbles there, might saving the life of Vindicator, and I think he actually is saving him, yeah. So that's gonna be use the Filer ulti, not really having any impacts. So
yeah, there's no middle tower to push either, so they can't really put it anywhere. And Behemoth was about to head in there to ult them both, so really good stun for Pebbles, keeping him away.
Oh yeah. I do feel that Wogpa is lacking that sort of initiation like Newerth has on the Pebbles and Meraxes, right? They're lacking something to jump in to initiate their fights.
Yeah, but they'll have it soon. They 200 gold more for PK on Behemoth, and Cloud ult is really powerful. So Pebbles heading into the jungle now. Let's see.
Pebbles heading in here. Let's see what he chooses to do. He goes for the Behemoth, takes the secure kill, and that's probably the right choice. Shutting down
he gone for the Filer there. Honestly, I mean, of course he does delay the PK, which is nice.
Yeah.
But the Filer still being the more valuable target to kill, and he had the choice and Corrupted behind him.
I mean, yeah. I think it depends what they prefer most. Delaying the beam of peak. And then Fora is now choosing to port somewhere. Let's see where he goes. He's going on the top lane here, trying to catch out the Ravenor, but the Ravenor already smelling something and tipping out.
Yeah, Ravenor was TPing, like we saw both TPs next to each other in the mid lane. Nymph was TPing out and Ravenor was TPing in, so...
It's like they're reading each other so well here. Now we can see a haze being popped up on the Defiler, and that might be the turn of the tides here in the next upcoming fights. And we also see the Ravenor also being smoked up here, having no fear actually, just walking straight in. Put down's a great ward actually for Vision. Now let's see how this fight turns out. We have
Team smoke as well. They're gonna walk into each other now.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Cloud. The smokes are being popped everywhere here and there. And here we go! The big Cloud ultimate Vindicator using his silence, and that's the combo on the King Cloud. King Cloud will go down here eventually. Now Defiler is popping his ulti, and with the haste, he is chasing like a mad dog here. But look at Moraxis taking all that damage, keeping his team away towards safety. Behemoth using his shout, but the Corrupted tries to turn the tide around. They are going for the Defiler. Defiler will go down, but Ravner trying his best to do damage, but at the same time, Corrupted Disciple drained so much damage, and that's does not look good for Wogpa. They are chasing here on the Behemoth. That's the peek in on the Behemoth. Takes down the turret at the same time. Vindicator uses the stun and the silence. Infora follows up with the stun. Pebble follows with the stun. Corrupted uses double the Q, and they will take 4-4-1. Yeah. That
Plus
is
the tower.
plus the tower. This is going out of hand here.
And you see how powerful Vindy is there. Like Ravenor jumping in, he has full charges on the ult, and Vindy just presses his Q, puts him in the corner, and says, "Nope, you don't get to play," and nothing happens.
I mean, Vindicator just popping his ulti, keeping everyone occupied for a couple of seconds. And on top of that, he's silencing them again with his E-spell. And when finally Ravenor could use his spells and stuns in, he just disarms him for 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I think we see here why Vindicator is banned in so many of the games we casted yesterday as well. Oh, maybe a bad TP from Nymph here.
Oh yeah, let's see. Good try. They have a great ward there to spot it out. Now Pebbles here in the middle lane smoking up with Moraxis actually. That's the double peeker we're talking about. Raptor might be slightly out of position, but Andromeda is behind him now, so maybe he's not that concerned. And here we go, Pebbles going in with the initiation. A big Android swap there on the time. Android is turning with the stun here, but do they have the damage? Here comes the Ravener on the stun, but he is seeing Vindicator and he say, I will not go in again. Again, that Vindicator disarm. No, thank you.
Yeah, it was the correct decision. If he would have jumped there, he was 100% dead, and he would get nothing for it. So, good thing staying out.
Yeah, it's really well played by Sigma there, restraining himself, not going in. In a matchmaking game, I would for sure know what he would have done. He would go in there. But this is not a TMM game, guys, so he has to play his absolute best. Now
dying for fun is the thing you do in TMM. You don't really do it here.
Yeah. So we can see a shrunken head being picked up by Corrupted Disciple, and that's really going to help him in the fights, I would say.
Yeah, it makes it much easier for him to go in and really man up and get that drain value, get that extra damage out. So he has a lot of movement speed with the Energizer or Vitalizer and the Shrunken Head. So
yeah,
he has the core item set up for the play.
But yet again, we can see Behemoth here getting his Pika, so if he managed to initiate first,
Wait,
that
no.
Shrunken might not
He
have
might
any.
just jump.
Oh, look at the middle lane area with the shockwave coming up from Behemoth, but Vindicator with the silence stopping absolutely everything. Cloud managed to get his ulti before the silence. Now the big man fight is going on. Corrupted is out, draining all the damage from Ravener, but Ravener still doing quite a lot of damage. Corrupted will fall in the end. Now they are chasing as much as they can. They're going for the 4 actually, hit their last target. Now Pebbles thinking, and Morax is thinking, are we going back in here? No, we're not. Choosing to retreat because of the lost fight.
Yeah, really good initiation from Behemoth. The Vindicator silence happening right after the ult, so he didn't get the rest of his combo off, but Cloud already has his ult on the way.
Rax is getting swapped there straight into the stun of Ravener, and he will melt.
Very nice. They might get Kongor now, if they're quick.
Oh yeah. They are really committing here on the Kongor, which I would say is it's a risky move, but also very smart if they pull it off.
There will be 4 players alive before they get to kill it, so they might be able to take the fight without Moraxis. They have a PK Pebbles, and Shrunken Head on Corrupted might be up in time.
Also, Nymphora have the port here, so he might be thinking of, oh, should I port to the Kongor? They're not showing anywhere, so...
This will be very risky. Kongor is gonna hit hard now.
Oh yeah. Kongor here. Pebbles trying to go in, but he does not manage to steal the Kongor. Very nice try by the Pebbles here. And now look at the 5-man Vindicators. Silence with his stun. And Nymphora stuns 4 people with the Corrupted managing up here. And Corrupted is popping his Shrunken, doing as much damage as he can. He's doing so much damage, killing off the Cloud, killing off the Android, and they are trying their best to chase here. Ravener connects the stun on the Corrupted Disciple, but he is running for his life here. Wow. Actually, yeah. Pebbles actually stunned 5 people there, almost. And but the big thing was Vindicator silencing 5 people with 5-man disarm there. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, Pebbles didn't. He went for the play and tried to get the Kong. The rest of the team wasn't there in time. didn't get it, but everyone from Hellbone just clumped up together trying to finish off Pebbles, and that really set them up for failure afterwards. But I think they're happy with the straight still. Getting like 3 deaths is nothing compared to getting double Congo with token and everything. So if they succeed in getting this Congo on their side soon, they are perfectly happy taking that trade.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, we can actually see that Corrupted and Pebbles is in the high lead of the GPM charge here, being at 460 GPM, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing just fine, and Corrupted is in a really good position with that Shrunken, and probably soon maybe a Frostburn or some other movement speed based item. So
Now we can
he will be a menace.
Oh yeah. I'm really curious what his next item will be on the Corrupted Disciple.
I think it's a Frostburn. He just picked up a Firebrand now, so
Yeah.
either that or Geos, but I would assume Frostburn just to stay on target and keep that movement speed high.
Yeah, I would like to see the Frostburn as well, slowing down people at the same time. But as we know, the Thai teams really love an item called Geometer's Bane.
They do. They sure do.
So, any other big items? Ravenor is trying to build towards a Shrunken, which is much needed in the fights, that's for sure. Yeah, both teams just slowly trying to get their next items here.
Yeah, Pebbles
I mean,
is not too far away from a Shrunken Head either. He decided to get the Spell Shots 1, which lets him burst the creep wave.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
And then now,
got his
yeah, he
Shrunken.
just got it now. Yeah, so Shrunken Head on Pebbles, he will be much more tanky
Oh,
going
here
in.
we go, Nymphora porting in with Nymphora, and here we go, the Cloud of Ultimate being popped. Now look at this 4 mans down there, big shotgun coming in for but the Defiler, you're popping his ulti there, but Corrupted draining all the damage, and he does not care with that Shrunken Head. He's just going in and have no fear, I guess. And Morax stunning the Andromeda. Andromeda will fall here. Cloud is trying his best to disarm the Corrupted Disciple. He is capable of doing so, but I don't think it's gonna matter that much. Now Cloud goes back in the ground. Ravenor's trying his best to fight the Pebbles with the double damage, and Nymphora, he stuns, but the Moraxes will finish him off with the stun there. And that's a 4-for-0 coming the way of Lunatir once again.
Looked like the perfect initiation. They got to kill Vindicator without getting his silence off at all. But even so, just jumping in with both their cores, with the Meraxus PK and Pebbles PK and Corrupted going in, Shrunken heads up, they did not care. So
Now,
yeah, the gold lead goes to show that they are just those two Shrunken, 2 big items ahead, and really help make the difference here with all the magic damage not really working out.
yeah. It was a really good call there on Pebbles actually getting the Shrunken Head. Same as Corrupted Disciple.
Yeah. Yeah, not finishing the spell shots 3 and getting the Shrunken first, it's really important for him to do.
Yeah. Smart move from Pebbles.
And now it's 1-1 on the Conquerors. Even though they got their enemy at Conquer first on Walkway, they did not manage to defend their own, and it just puts Lunatir in front, because both Conquer fights came out ahead for Lunatir in terms of kills, and they sacrificed some deaths to get the other Conqueror. Here we go in Ravenor, popping.
Ravenor bottom lane here, he's getting caught up by the Corrupted Disciple Meraxus and Nymphora, and he will fall so fast. Andromeda is running for his life here. Barrier being used by Defiler, and it actually will save him in the end there. So that was an Nymphora port, I assume.
I don't think he didn't
No,
import
he did
in.
not.
They just stood at the Ancients and just waited for something to happen, and Ravenor walks up to get some creeps and gets caught, so
That's
they were
actually
just there.
really greedy though by Ravenor going out there, I would say. Do they have any vision around the area?
No.
No,
Well, they don't have any. I mean, the only vision that they really have is that Rev Ward of the other 2 wards, and that's all they have on the map. So
Yeah.
map control is really bad for them right now, and they have a hard time really leaving the base area. So he has to do something somewhere to get something going.
I mean, the game looks really bright though for Lunatir here, they have 2 Shrunkens and Vindy with the silence, so it's very hard for Wokpa to actually get something done.
Yeah, and Ravenor is still far away from getting to that powerful carry position, and he's probably not even gonna get to finish a Shrunken Head. If they lose one more fight, it might be the whole game, so they're on the edge of staying in here. Yeah,
Now we can
and
see.
Meraxus has a barrier idle now, so If they get that off for all 5 heroes, Ravenor does absolutely nothing for 10 seconds.
Yeah. It's a big problem for them, that barrier idle.
Yeah.
I mean, Wokpa still have a chance, I would say, if they somehow manage to get a as insane behemoth ultimate, like a 4-5 man ulti, perhaps they can follow up by the clouds. There is a chance of them taking the fight, but
And I think they need to find kills that aren't all 5. Right?
Yeah.
Right now, Lunatir is spread across the map. They have 2 top and 2 mid, and they had 1 bot just before. So there is a possibility to smoke in and get those pickoffs somehow. And I think they need to go for a play. See if they can find something where it's not 5-on-5, because they will not win a full 5-on-5 team fight now, being
That's
down
true.
15k.
Now Pebbles smoking on the top run here, looking to see if he can spot someone out by himself, but yeah, looks like Wokpa have the feeling and know where they are, of course, considering they have wards around the map.
Yeah, they got vision up here in the downtime, getting
Yeah.
some control of what's going on. So good job from their team getting some feeling of control back.
What I'm watching here is the Pebbles. He's still going for that Specialist one only, and I think he's going to rush a staff so he can combo more people.
I think you're right. I don't think he's gonna upgrade the spell shots just yet. He wants something else. It could be a sheep stick potentially, but it could also be a staff just to do more damage. We do see Thai people buying the staff quite a lot on Pebbles, I think.
Oh yeah. Ravener actually gets an invisibility rune with a Wheelrot on top of that, so he's trying to set up on the Corrupted Disciple here. Now let's see what happens up. We have Behemoth, Super KG being smoked as well. They're trying to find that perfect initiation here so they can take a team fight.
Yeah, Corrupted is a hard target to jump, and
Yeah.
he has the shrunken head. He won't die immediately, and Vindicator will silence them. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vindicator's really fast.
Mid lane now.
Mid lane here, Shockwave on the Pebbles being popped up. Vindicator silence being popped. Shrunken actually gets to manage on the Pebbles. He gets off the Shrunken head. And here we go. Look at the middle lane here. Defiler using his ultimate to try to do as much damage. Look at the Corrupted just walking straight in. But he forgets to pop it Shrunken here. There we go. The Shrunken being popped. But damage, so much damage being popped on the Corrupted Disciples running for his life. Trying to man up on the Ravener as much as he can. Look at the damage being popped on the Ravener. The disarm on the big stump from Pebbles being connected here with him for and Moraxis. And that will be the fall of Ravener. They are trying their best to man up on the T-Cloud here. T-Cloud is some deep trouble, trying to TP out, but it will not be enough. Moraxis peeking after to chase down the Andromeda, but Andromeda is unfortunately too far away.
yeah,
And that's a 4-0 once again for Lunatir.
I mean, they had a good initiation, but the Vindicator ult just stops them in their tracks. If not for the Vindicator ult, Cloud would have kept them completely locked down, wouldn't be able to pop the Shrunken, and Pebbles would be dead, but Vindy just presses R, everything stops, and the game ends here.
Oh,
Call
yeah.
it a GG.
GG being called, and that is 1-0 going in the way of Lunatir against Wokpa here. Oh man, what an intense game, Kirk.
Yeah, very. I mean, it was very even for the first 15-20 minutes. They had a really good start from Wokpa and getting really good control of the lanes, kind of winning all 3 lanes by some small margins, but in the mid game here they got picked slowly apart and gradually fell further behind and eventually couldn't really keep up with the big core items being finished on the other side. So well played.
Yeah, well played. Like you said, like Wokpa did very well in the early game slash middle, I would say. They were winning their lanes in all kinds of fashions.
Yeah,
but
I mean they won mid lane 1 against 2, so it put them in a really strong position to just steam through the game, because that tri lane they have bot lane. I mean, from the Tide team from Lunatir, they sacrificed that bot lane trying to get good control mid, but the fighter kind of coming out on top on that one. So
I think
just for the lanes, you'd think they would be in a really good spot to win on Wokpa.
absolutely though. But I do think, however, it was, like you pointed out in the beginning, the Vindicator pick here doing so much work for Lunatir. Silencing 5 people constantly in the team fights, disarming them, and also using his E for more silence.
If it wasn't for Vindicator, they would have most likely, I wouldn't, maybe not even won, but at least had so many of their initiations would have worked out.
Yeah.
Where they just did not in this
Yeah,
game. Windy was so good on the ults.
Yeah, he was he was on point on the ultimates there. Just as soon as he saw something on the minimap, he just clicked his silence there to try save the targets that got initiated on.
Yeah.
So I think we can surely say MVP going to Vindicator that game, right?
Yeah, at least, I mean, the hero itself had the most value in the game for sure, and he played it really well. So yeah, I would say he had the most impact.
Yeah, I
From
agree.
your side. Okay, so slight break here while we set up for the second lobby, and we'll see you in a minute or two.
Absolutely. ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to game number two between Lunateer versus Wogpa. Now, the first win going in the way of Lunateer. A pretty decisive win, I would say, for Lunateer. However, Wogpa did really great, though, in the beginning of the game. What is your thoughts here, Kirk?
My thoughts on this?
Yeah.
Or I don't think we're gonna see Vindicator again. Yeah, being banned out by Sigma. Did not
Well,
want to partake in that bullshit one more time.
well, Vindicator played absolutely phenomenal last game, so it's
Big question
understandable.
now is if it's Soul Rebirth the third ban or if they leave that one open.
Yeah. Oh
So-
man, please ban that Soul Reaper. Just do it already. Don't think more. Ban it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see if Sigma agrees or if they think they can manage it and lock him down.
Yeah.
I still think there's a good window there between him getting Ghost Martyrs and trying to get that muck. Nope, banning out the Soul Reaper.
Banning the Soul Reaper, I think that's a really wise decision.
Yeah, I think it's the safe bet for sure. Getting rid of that. So Geo being banned, Corrupted being banned from Lunateer, and they have their third ban now. Any guess? What would they ban now?
Oh, let's see here. We have the Lunateer is banning. Oh,
Too late.
Calamity.
Calamity.
I was too slow there. Wow, that was
Insta big Forsaken. Even after the nerf here,
Yeah.
I think the nerf on Forsaken was quite big actually. So,
I mean,
Andromeda.
from what I understand and what I read, he's, for example, if you have the nullifier, it doesn't affect on your split fire, correct?
yeah, that's
but-
correct. On the
but
main
at-
target, it still does, but not the rest of the targets.
Yeah, but still, though, at the same time, you do more damage on your split fire, right?
It's well, I'm not sure if the percentages change that much, but any effects you would have like Rift Shards, Savage Mace, that sort of thing will not be affected on the split fire thing. So eventually, as a carry, you do less damage from that
Yeah.
ability now than you did before.
So the only thing really we can argue is that you farm a bit faster in the jungle, perhaps, right?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
But nothing really.
If you buy a Frostburn, it's not going to slow all 5 targets, only one.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's so many different effects that don't get applied in the same way now.
Yeah. All right. Andromeda and Green X being picked up by Lunateer, and we have Rhapsody and Adrenaline coming in the way of Wogpa. What do you think about these picks, Girk?
I think Andro and Grinix is a deadly combo. Grinix being so powerful with negative armor, which Andro helps provide, so I think those two together are really good, and the Andro swap is so powerful and so nice to have, especially now that Vindicator is banned, so that silence to counteract the swap is not going to be there. So those picks I like quite a lot. I'm not sure still how I feel about having Rhapsody. I don't think it's as powerful as a support as some of the others. We talked about this yesterday as well, but I would personally think something like a Martyr would have a greater impact on saving Forsaken.
Yeah.
Than what a Rhapsody can do. So yeah, but
mean-
we'll see.
We'll see, yeah. At least Rhapsody have a bit more lane presence than the Martyr, perhaps, but not the best save potential. It can be hard to get a good Rhapsody ult off.
Yeah, exactly, and it's counterable by stuns and silences and such. So
Yeah.
yeah, but Adrenaline, of course, being a powerful hero, we saw him quite a bit as well. Big damaging stuff, especially after getting that buff as well, just doing more damage with his abilities.
Yeah.
Good picks.
Yeah. Adrenaline have been played, if I'm not mistaken, from what we have casted the last day, is about 3 times, I would say.
Yeah, we saw him quite a bit.
Yeah.
Especially in that game with Cersei and Adrenaline against each other, where we had 2 Adrenalines for a majority of the fights.
That was actually very fun to cast, I must say. 2 Adrenalines on the map.
Yeah, they even ulted on top of each other as well. 2 rings. So
What do you even make of that? I would get so confused in that fight.
I think you saw it quite well. Like you explained it immediately that now Hellborn Adrenaline uses his ult and Legion Adrenaline uses ult on top of that, and now they're all locked in this. So, That was good.
Oh man. Alright, well, the second tier of bans is coming out here. We have Magmus, Sulfuris, Flux being banned out from Lunar tier. And we have Kraken, Pebbles, and the last ban coming in here now. That's going to be Deadwood or Wogpa.
Yeah, I think the Flux ban is quite curious from Lunat here. Not a hero we really have seen picked or banned before, but thinking it probably aligns well with Adrenaline, pulling everyone into the circle possibly, and lining up that AoE. So
Oh yeah, you're definitely right. That's actually a really smart combo though. Flux, Adrenaline, and on top of that, Forsaken Archer with a huge stun and ultimate, perhaps.
yeah, I don't think they want to risk being clumped up too much already with the heroes that they're against, and Flux would just make that much harder. So getting him out of the way, and the rest of the bans are kind of what we've already seen. Pebbles being banned out in the second round as well from Sigma, which was
Yeah.
played last game from Lunateer, so not want to seeing a repeat of that one.
Engineer.
And then
Ooh,
Gauntlet Engineer.
Gauntlet Engineer. Really interesting picks coming out here from Lunatir, I would say. It's a lot of single target heroes here, which we have talked about before. And I really dislike single targets heroes only. Because it prevents you. Yes, you can kill one guy here and there, but when it comes to the team fight, you don't have the AoE damage you're looking for to burst down many heroes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Gauntlet, and they had the option to not ban Flux and pick Gauntlet Flux here if they wanted to, which is, of course, no, Engineer Flux, sorry, which would be one of the usual combos that you see quite often, which is really powerful. But
Yeah.
probably doesn't fit their team too much with Andro and Greenix, which are very single target, as you say, so deciding not to.
Ooh. Accursed and Madman, the two last picks coming out from Wogpa.
Okay. So, gonna be a duo core setup with Forsaken and Madman and Adrenaline in the third position for Wukpa, and we'll see if they pick a carry now on Lunateer side, or if
Yeah.
they go for the mid-game heroes here. They haven't really needed that carry role before, so I think they could just play as is and just pick something that's strong in the mid game, kind of like a Miraxis or Pebbles, which is banned now, but heroes along that line which just scale well into the middle of the game. Pestilence they have picked before, strong hero here too.
Ooh.
Hey.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Wow.
Going to the Flint.
I did not really see that coming, I must say, as their last carry pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's quite strong in his position right now, and paired up with the Andro, standing at 1,000 range and then getting swapped out further if the enemy team manages to catch you, he will be so hard to reach. So I can see this working out quite well.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what type of game you want to play. They could have picked a stunner with a PK initiation in that position now and just put the pressure on earlier. But now they will probably play for a longer game and farm up the Flint gradually, meeting up with the Forsaken and the Madman.
Yeah.
I think
really...
it's fine. Good draft.
Yeah. I'm really curious though how Lunatir is thinking of laning this though. You think we're going to see a Greenix Andromeda on the long lane? Or Greenix Engineer perhaps?
I think it's going to be Greenix Engineer together rather than Andro, actually. Simply just because Engineer pairs best with someone who can line up a stun for him, and if Engie lanes with Flint, landing that cake will be difficult. So
yeah,
being with the Greenix, he will have a sure stun, and Engie has a really high burst of abilities, and the magic armor resistance from Andro in the very early game doesn't matter as much as it does maybe at level 5, 6, 7 when they start grouping up a little bit.
Well, from Wogpa's perspective, I would think they would really like to focus on the Forsaken Archer, making sure he gets that farm he needs to be able to compete in the late game.
I would imagine they follow the same recipe that they did in the previous game and play it as a tri lane and then Sui on the Madman and Adrenaline mid, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So we will probably see both Accursed and Rhapsody heading bot lane with Forsaken, making sure he gets the farm that he needs. And then, yeah,
I actually
maybe
think
Madman and Sui. I'm not sure which one.
yeah, it could be. Could be. I do believe it will be very hard for Lunatir to actually get the kill on the Forsaken, though, especially in the laning phase of the game, considering you have a Rhapsody with the heal and the Accursed shield, also with a second heal coming from Accursed.
Yeah, Forsaken will be very hard to kill. They're going to be playing a very defensive tri lane, just making sure they get the creeps, buying a lot of those delicious Soul Scream rings on Forsaken, and getting into the jungle on the stacks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can say we're gonna at least see 2 of the Soul Scream rings on the Forsaken.
Yes, I am quite sure. Grinix rushing down, invising in immediately, so no stun
Yeah.
pickup or anything. He goes for the invis level 1 here, blocking the camp and heading straight out again.
Yeah.
And they meet each other top. I think Andro sees Accursed place that ward here, so they might just counter it immediately.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be great for them if he did catch the ward. Yeah, Revo being picked up here on the Flint, I can see, so most likely he's running straight to counter it, perhaps.
Might
Now we can
meet
see
around-
Adrenaline here, yeah, meeting onto Flint.
not wanting to talk to each other, both
No.
heading away.
So Adrenaline would like to pull, I assume, going that way.
Yes, but runs into Flint heading for that ward, so nice done.
Yeah.
And it's just a race. It's like it's a 100-meter sprint for those supports just heading out of the base and getting to their positions quicker. Because if a curse gets there 5 seconds earlier, he might see Andro through. I'm not sure if it actually creates that gap between the trees there, but he might just barely spot him out, placing that on the top hill depending on the direction he comes from. But now it's the other way around, and they get to keep the vision while removing the others. So
Hold on for a second. I see that Flint sold his reward and bought more stats.
no, he used the reward. Thank you.
Use the reward. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Yeah, my mistake.
And then he used that gold from the ward to buy more stats.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I could blame me being colorblind, but that is not the fact, so... Oh, look at that. We have Madman and a Curse going dual lane against the Gauntlet in the middle lane.
Yeah, very different. I mean, they're not going to be able to stop Gauntlet from getting XP entirely, having double melee against melee here, but... Ooh,
Yeah.
top lane kind of manning up with Adrenaline.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Adrenaline really have any chance of manning up on the Andromeda, though.
He is a strength hero. Once he gets in melee, he wins the auto attack trade, but yeah, like there will be 2 heroes, of course, so he can't
Yeah.
really just man up entirely. But
Now,
yeah, very different lane up here. I'm not sure how much I like the Curse sitting on bot lane, but right now Forsaken is farming fine for now.
yeah.
Bot, so they don't really need a Cursed to secure that in this position.
I mean, regardless if a Curse being middle lane with Madman here, Gauntlet is most likely going to pretty much free farm as usual.
Yeah, I don't think he will get affected much. I think the only thing that it really does is it ensures that Madman is not dying, and maybe Rune Control will be what a Curse can bring to the table.
Yeah. One interesting combo on the bottom lane, though, is Greenix with the Engineer. Might be a bit difficult to communicate well enough to actually hit both your stuns, right?
Don't think it's that bad. I mean, Grinix will open up, push him into a tree, and then Engineer stuns on top of that, so it's pretty straightforward, but yeah, you're right. Both stun abilities will be moving the target around a bit, so they need to use it in sequence in a good way.
Yeah. I can probably say that Lunatir is well organized enough to probably practice this combo up.
I don't think they will be missing that combo once they throw
No.
the stun from Grinix, but he doesn't even level the stun yet on Grinix, so it'll be a while before we see it.
Oh, look at this here. Actually, Greenix? Oh, no. I thought he would commit there.
He doesn't have anything to commit with. Now he does at level 3.
Now he
Here
does.
we go.
Oh, here we go. The stun goes on. The Forsaken, the keg will be popped and the turret coming in there, and that's gonna be a dead Forsaken. Wow. That was a lot of
Yeah.
damage.
Immediately, level 3 instantly goes for the stun. Straight into the trees. Max range for Grenix, just barely gets it.
Really fast reaction there on the XP. Greenix leveling up his stun immediately and stunning as fast as he could.
Yeah, he was waiting for that level up to happen. And Engineer going for the steam turret.
Oh, big hook there on the Gauntlet middle lane here. Actually hooking the Madman to the tower, and Madman will go down. Wow.
Good hook. Nicely done.
Yeah. And
Curse is out stacking camps. In the meantime, his poor mid laner dies.
Oh, yeah. That was actually... I could see that Gauntlet spec his E one more time, so... Madman got so slowed in the tower there, he could barely move.
Yeah, he's leveled up his E once since you start with it. Like, at one level it has 5.
Shield being popped in the Madman. No, he does not dare to commit on the Gauntlet, which is understandable.
He wants revenge.
Yeah. Now, top lane, not much going on here. Flint just free farming, having a good time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Brendan getting level 3 though. He is getting something up there. He's not being boxed out completely.
yeah. Gauntlet taking the top rune refreshment. The red rune is invisibility accursed. Picking it up here now. Gauntlet might be in some deep trouble here. Oh yeah, does not look very good for him. Big hook actually. Using the apple, trying to bot up as much as he can. But the shield from Accursed being popped there on the Madman. Unfortunately not in range to take the damage though. Look at the Gauntlet, they're actually playing really well. Trying his absolute best to play Trade versus 1, but the Madman W comes in the air. Will Adrenaline fall? Yes, he will. I would say that's a good trade for Gauntlet there.
Huge plays for him.
1, yeah. That is impressive. A bottom lane here, we might see a play from the Green X. Let's see. He's going in. No, he does not dare to commit.
Gauntlet dodged the Q from Adrenaline. He dodged the explosion from the shield on Madman. And he got them back into the tower to take extra damage and eventually killing the guy. Almost killed Madman as well. He was 2 seconds away or something from getting the hook up.
That was well played from Gauntlet.
Very, very well done.
Showing us that the Thai players are definitely knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they have really good team play, but their individual plays are good as well. Bot lane now.
Oh, bottom lane, yeah.
Rhapsody
got caught
Rhapsody just gets deleted.
Yeah. I mean, as we can see now, Rhapsody cannot really do much except sitting in the tower, hiding behind Forsaken. He can't really go for the harass or anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see what he's gonna contribute.
Oh,
they're gonna
bottom lane here, Greenix is stunning the Forsaken in the sun, and there goes the follow-up keg with the turret, and that's gonna be a dead Forsaken one more time there. Greenix and Engineer is playing very well on the bottom lane.
Yeah, but they just get to a point now where they can't do anything.
Greenix going one more time, and he stuns the Rhapsody, follow-up with the keg, and down goes Rhapsody.
And that's a level 6 Grenix now.
Oh yeah. Now he's really dangerous.
If he wasn't dangerous before killing them 4 times, he is now.
I think, finally though, we have Super KG on the Accursed rotating down to the Forsaken. And here we go, Greenix already setting up here. He's using the damage, but the great river coming in and the shield, that will take down the Greenix. Now they're doing their absolute best to man up. Engineer manning up on the Forsaken, and he will fall. Now Accursed trying his best. In the top lane, yeah. Madman actually TP stop to get the kill on the Flint there. Well TP by the Madman.
Yeah, we had 2 fights going on, so Adrenaline got jumped in the tower. Flint manages to get him, but is low when Madman gets there in time.
Yeah.
And the kill for the Engineer now. Lots of fights.
Engineer died to neutral creeps there, just getting to faster base.
Yeah, but he was being chased out by Curse, so he denied himself in a good way. Avoiding giving credit. And it was really nice to see a Cursed rotate bot lane finally, because Forsaken desperately needed that help, and they actually managed to turn those kills even though Forsaken died.
Oh yeah.
Forsaken might be heading to the jungle straight away now, heading to kill stacks and recover. Already at level 5.
Oh yeah, he actually is going for stacks, even if he's not level 6 yet though.
And he only has 1 level in Splitfire, so his AoE is not that good. But I guess they just want to get this done now and get the value, and I think it's a good decision to make, because the longer these stacks are here, the higher the risk is that Gauntlet and the Engineer just comes around to clean it up.
Yeah. Forsaken ultimate being used there on the triple X hard camp. So
Yeah.
he got a little powerhouse from farming there. Now we have Green X rotating around in the jungle. Top tower being fallen down by the Flint and the Andromeda. Oh, and that's a haste on the Madman. Once again, Aston guessing the runes correctly.
But just look at bot lane now. Like Forsaken, he needs his 2 handlers just sitting, keeping track of him, making sure he doesn't fall over dead. They're just 3 men sitting around Forsaken with no one even there. And they have to do this because Grinix can just appear out of nowhere if he's alone and just one-shot Forsaken.
Yeah. Top lane here, Adrenaline is going in. Catching the Flint Beastwood, Andromeda does not have level 6 hit, and that's gonna be a dead Flint, I believe. Yes, it will be. And they are actually going with the haste there, but here comes the Green and the Gauntlet. The big Gauntlet ulti being used on the Madman, disabling the haste, but the Accursed Shield might be able to save him with the timing. No, he will not. Green pushing him to the tree with the cake follow-up. Now they're doing as much damage as they can on the Accursed. Does he have his ultimate? Tries to deny himself to the Kongor, but unfortunately is not successfully doing so.
Yeah, so good opener from Adrenaline, but just not enough. And he dies. They get Flint, but the return fight.
Greenix here spotting out the Forsaken. Oh, yeah, and he's dodged stump from the Forsaken there. Well played by Greenix. And most likely he will be able to take him down here. 2 more attacks. Big TP actually coming out from Forsaken there. Blocking him off, I believe, so he couldn't move up.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he didn't see him heading up, because it wasn't the gap between the streets was big enough for him to go there without direct pathing or anything. But he was out of mana on Greenix, and I think Forsaken would have managed to TP out regardless. So good surviving for him, but it cost resources for him to not be farming now and having to TP.
On the mid lane here, on the Gauntlet, on the Adrenaline here, Flint ultimate being used, but the Accursed Shield will save him in the time being. Madman getting kicked though, and he will fall. And Adrenaline once going in, being spot by Adrenaline. Here comes the Forsaken. Doubles down with the ultimate, but unfortunately it's no kill yet. Gauntlet with the big hook, and the Andrew stops him as well. Now they are going for the Accursed there. Gauntlet ult being used on the Accursed Shield, so it will be removed now. Flint using the ultimate. Doesn't even need the ultimate to take down Rhapsody. And that's a 5-4-0 going to Lunatir at 10 minutes.
Insane how quickly this turns in favor of Lunatir now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Lunatir is really playing well, and now Adrenaline might
More in
be
mid lane,
top
yeah.
layer. The stun gets connected, and the Greenix comes. The hidden choke from Gauntlet. Now that's gonna be the follow-up here on the Greenix. Greenix will stun the Madman, and they will have vision on him, considering Greenix have his ulti up. No, but the Accursed Shield will be popped there. Now they are on the run here. Greenix trying to bait out some time here just for his friends. Now look at Rhapsody, is probably going to fall here. The keg will finish him off in the backline though. Gauntlet misses the hook unfortunately, and Gauntlet will go down. Big engine ulti being popped here on the Accursed, but Accursed have ultimate, so he doesn't really care much, but he is in some deep trouble, and there goes some kill. And the big burst damage on the flare on the Madman, and he will also go down. Oh man, what's going on here, Kirk? What is going on?
Madman just running in, trying to help out, and just dies before he even gets there.
Oh wow.
He saw his chance to stalk in and barrel roll, but he just died dead in his tracks before he got those abilities off.
Was it something else that took damage on the Madman as well? I thought it was a bit much damage, only being the flare there. I felt like he took like 500 damage or so. Big hook from the Gauntlet mid, followed up by the cake here, and that's gonna be a very dead Adrenaline. Gauntlet surely is playing out of its mind.
So many hooks. I mean, he just keeps going.
And
wow,
bottom lane,
feelings.
Greenix. Oh, wow, what is going on there? Here comes the Adrenaline with the swap, and Greenix is hungry, as we know, stunning the Rhapsody in the tree, and that's gonna be a dead Rhapsody as well. Now Madman is trying to run here, and he catches off guard the Greenix there. That's gonna be kill. Now look at the Andromeda here. That's just an illusion, so. But Madman might think it's the real one, so he's playing a bit careful. No, he probably realizes now that that was not enough damage to be the real Andromeda. At the same time, though, Gauntlet is taking the middle tower, some extra gold for Lunatir. Now Madman again picks up a haste, and that is the real Andromeda. He's trying here to stun him. Will the hook be connected? I don't believe so, barely. Now Madman is taunting him there just for the sake of it. And now we are 5-man group by Wogpa here, just trying to clinch to a creep wave without dying, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, They have such a hard time being alone
Oh,
on the map.
look at the Gauntlet already setting up that sneaky man right there. And that's the stun being used on the Forsaken, on the creep up, so no stun for him for a little while. Gauntlet sneaking around, and look in background here, and Adrenaline will be caught by the Greenix, and Andromeda. Adrenaline will fall immediately by the full burst. And now Gauntlet going in here, no fear. Engineer is following up. That's a big ultimate coming from Engineer using ultimate, but the big hook coming in from Gauntlet, hooking back the Madman there, and the wing will fall. Now Curse trying to do his best there. Flint ultimate being used on. Oh, huge swap. They're actually saving the Greenix for some damage, but the last auto attack from the Greenix being on the Forsaken, and the flare comes out, giving vision to the rest of his team, and also Rhapsody will fall. That's another 5 for 0 for Luna there. What is
they're
going
doing
on?
it so well.
Yeah.
And Madman did really good. He disjointed the Gauntlet ult with his barrel roll, so he didn't take damage, but Engineer pre-planning his ult and Gauntlet hooking him back in, so he gets silenced through that traveling hook.
Our middle lane here, hold that thought. Greenix and Engineer is going on the Adrenaline, and that's going to be a very... Oh, actually, what happened there? He got some HP. Now, he's trying to, but using his ultimate to try the last stand here. He actually gets the kill on the Engineer in the end there. That's well played by Adrenaline.
I mean, Lunatic all gas here, no breaks. They just see red on the map and they just hit there.
Oh yeah, they're playing so well right now. Look at the Forsaken Archer here. They're trying to set up on the Flint here, trying to make a sneaky play. Sigma is stunning but misses his stun. He reveals his position right now, and here comes the Android. Flint is deeping out on, but here comes the Madman and Rhapsody, Forsaken and Chaos. They are doing so much damage to the Andromeda here. Actually, Andromeda being quite tanky, I would say.
Yeah. They get the tower, they get to TP out, and they lose Andrew forward. That's all fine for them. So,
yeah, I mean,
recognizing the risk of staying in Flint just TPs away.
Yeah, actually, really smart by Flint tipping out there, not even hesitating, getting out from there. Now,
mid lane now.
Middle lane, of course. Sorry, we are having action here. That's a big stun, but unfortunately misses the stun. But it doesn't even matter. He just takes him down regardless. Now Flint is on the run here. Greenix being the sneakiest, and here comes the kick from the Engineer. Connects on the Madman. Now the big Forsaken stun with the ultimate being popped there. And that's gonna be 3 kills going in the way of Wogpa. Well played there.
Yeah, good combo. Finally something heading their way here.
Finally, yeah. Finally something going in the way of Wogpa here in this game. Apart from that fight, I must say Lunatic have the upper hand. Pretty much about anything.
I mean,
so
look at the score, Henke. It's 31 kills.
Oh, got the with the PK hooking on the Madman here with the stun, but he distorted the stun. But big swap from Andromeda, and the dust will reveal the Madman, so he's in some deep trouble. He goes down, and Adrenaline also will fall. They just have their dust. They have everything in catch, the damage. They have it all, man. Lunatic clearly is playing so well this match.
I mean, normally we say a game is very active and a lot of fighting happening if one of the teams has like 1 kill every minute. They have 33 kills in 16 minutes. They're killing someone every 30 seconds for the whole match. It just never ends.
Oh man. Yeah, this have been a really intense match. I would say though, Greenix and Engineer doing a lot of work this match.
Greenix is so powerful. I mean, he has forced them to play. I mean, anytime you look at Forsaken, within 500 yards, you see a curse.
We are sort of cut you off. We're going to have a fight once again here. Greenix going in with Salty, with Flint, but missed the stun, unfortunately. Now he's forced to retreat here. I think it's going to be perfectly fine, though. A good try from Greenix there, unfortunately not working. Now Madman goes on the Flint here, and here comes the Rhapsody as well. And Andromeda stunning the Madman just to create some space for Flint, but Madman just too damn fast.
Yeah. Good job. Setting up the shield on Madman and walking him in, manning up is really good. Andrew was 3 seconds away from having his swap to save Flint there, but didn't have it in time and Flint died.
Yeah. Oh, look at man. Lunatic just grouping up together again. Yeah, let's make another play, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have a PK on Gauntlet in this rune. I think they're ready to go here.
And here we go. Big reaction time from Eston there, but unfortunately, the ultimate will connect with the cake as well. And that's going to be a protected melody being used in the background, but unfortunately will not be able to connect to the Madman. Unable to save him. Now, once again, Greenix sneaking in here, and he's not done yet. He wants some more stuff to be done here. Are they going to pull that? The big PK on the gun once more, and the Adrenaline a huge 3-man stun from the Forsaken, but not enough damage to take someone out, unfortunately. They're just too tanky, too far ahead. Even Forsaken Ultimate Adrenaline have no fear. He's just going in, and that's gonna cost him his life. I'm pretty sure Archer's trying his best to keep him alive. Almost takes down the engineer, but unfortunately not enough. Another great hook from the Gauntlet. He's out of his mind with these hooks and PKs. I don't know, Kirk. Are they conceding soon, or are they conceding?
I think they're going to be heading out of this game quite soon if it keeps going like this.
Yeah. I mean, look at the gold lead, man. Just look at it.
GG. Sigma calling it.
Yeah.
That's going to be
GG.
2-0 to
man.
Lunateer. 18-minute game. 37 kills to 11. They steamrolled them completely.
That is some pretty decisive win for Lunateer, particularly this one last match, I would say. I don't know.
Very
It's been-
much.
when did they start fighting? Like 5 minutes? They have just been going and going and going pretty much.
We never had any break in this game. Holy Moses.
Wow,
Yeah.
well, interesting
And-
though.
The Forsaken pick, I mean, it doesn't get to do anything. They never get to the point where they farm anywhere. It's just fight, 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 fight.
Yeah,
Relentless.
I think it's fair to say Greenex and Gauntlet is the real MVP from that game. Also, I want to call out the engineer actually hitting a lot of cakes and doing some great ultimates. Really
They were
impressive.
so well coordinated. There were so many times Gauntlet hooked, and while the hook was in the air, Engineer already had the cake flying up, so he
Oh,
would
yeah.
get kicked immediately when it landed, just to burst that damage in.
Surely you can just see the trust coming out from both players. When Gauntlet hooks, he connects, so engineer just throws the keg,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
even caring to see if he connected the hook. He just throws wherever Gauntlet is standing.
Exactly. They are dominant in their place. It's very impressive.
Well, that's
Ah.
going to be 2-0 for Lunateer against Wokpa there. Oh man, what an intense game, Kirk.
Yeah, so Wokpa are going to be going into the loser brackets final and having their final chance to put them in the finals
Yeah,
in this matchup. So we'll be casting that match next, I believe.
that is going to be the next game, I believe, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, all right. Let's take a short break. This was so intense. We need a couple of minutes to refresh ourselves here. Drink some water, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back for the next match in a minute too.
See you soon. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another game of Heroes of Newerth. We are heading towards the loser bracket semifinals here. We have IPX against Dark Lycans, both being Thai teams. Now, I'm of course joined again with my fellow caster, Captain Kirk. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, thank you.
All right. Well, it's safe to say we just came from two very intense games. You think we are going a little bit back to farming here? Or are we gonna continue the same way here with the full action-paced games?
I mean, I don't think we've seen any one game being as crazy as the previous one we just watched, so surely it can't be the same. But it was so intense for the game, and I'm sure they didn't intend to play it that way from Sigma's part of it, playing Forsaken, looking to farm stacks and have a nice comfy time. Didn't happen. So
it did not happen. Yeah, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
So the winners of this match here will go up against the Wokpa in the loser bracket finals
Yes.
sometime next weekend. And Pharaoh, Tundra, Martyr, Calamity, Grinix, and Vindicator being banned. I think Pharaoh's a little bit out of the usual hero pool of bans, but the rest are very on point. And Andrew being first picked again, Vindicator being banned, so that's a pick, and Deadwood, one of the usuals.
Classical pickups, right?
Yeah.
Now, I do see you said they are banning Pharaoh, but if I'm not mistaken, it was Dark Lycan that I'm pretty sure they have used the Pharaoh in a couple of their games and pulled it off actually really well.
Yeah, I think so. They had a let's see if I can find it here.
Yeah. Anyways, when you have the information, come back to that. We have Bubbles being picked up here. Bubbles and Deadwood. And now it's IPX turn to pick their two next heroes. And that's going to be a Flint and a Kraken, actually. Yeah, I mean, we have been seeing many games of Flint in this tournament. So surely the buff of the hero have making people want to pick it up.
Yeah, and I think it's for core role, it kind of fits the same description as some of the others that we see with Corrupted Disciple and now Flint and some of the other like Soul Reaper picks, because he's strong quite early. He does a lot of magic damage with the flare and the ult. He doesn't need items for that to scale, and then eventually with a few items and really far range, he can really pump in some damage with Nullfire and Geos and such. So a good pick that doesn't need the game to go very late to be impactful.
Now we can see Keeper of the Forest and Geomonster being banned out here. Yet we have not seen Soul Reaper being banned, which is I find very surprising actually, considering there's 2 times playing against each other.
Yeah, and it's not picked either. And right now it's passing through the bans. Keeper of the Forest is not a hero we've seen picked, but I respect that hero so much in terms of playing against it. It's so dangerous with the ult and the pushing ability. So
yeah,
they may know each other well and know what heroes they're strong with, and maybe thinking Keeper is one of those heroes that they just don't want to go up against.
Yeah, I would think so as well. They definitely have some knowledge about each other.
I could see Lycans picking Soul Reaper now if they don't ban it from IPX.
Yeah. Also, I want to see
Forsaken is done.
Forsaken, yeah. Also, Kronos and Magnus being banned. Who was the team that have the Kronos on the so-called suicide lane that really performed well, I must say? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Was it Lycans that had this Kronos? I think so. I think they took the victory with the Kronos. Yeah.
They had a duo set up with. Was it a Corrupted Disciple and was it some other core?
I don't actually remember.
Yeah, well, it certainly worked, and it was really nice having that Kronos ult set up. They in that particular fight was against the TDL, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and
you're
they
right.
just locked them down completely from that. I think it was against Lunatir, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right actually. Yeah, they actually took a win against Lunatir Dark Lycans.
They didn't, but that was the Soul Reaper game, so
That was the
Good.
Soul Reaper game. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
so it can't have been. Yeah.
So Dark Lycans thinking very hard here what their next 2 picks is going to be.
I don't see why they wouldn't go for Soul Reaper here. They go
Oh
for
wow,
Puppet instead.
Puppet, yeah, very interesting. I would think definitely they would like to pick up the Soul Reaper here, which they have done in the past. Interesting picks.
Yeah, Puppet Master again being one of those heroes that really can kill off people quick with the ult, but he's just so squishy.
Yeah, I mean it's almost just a stun on Puppet, and the hero goes down extremely fast.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure that they can keep Puppet alive long enough for him to really have that impact they're hoping for.
Ooh,
And he needs to get
Moraxis.
quite close. Yeah, Merax's PK, Kraken PK, Flint with a long range, Andro.
Yeah. Well, Moraxis once again being a extremely good pick when you can see the enemy team here. They have Deadwood, W, Ulti, Monarch's Q, Puppet Master Q, and W and Ulti. All of these spells can trigger Moraxis Shield. So a very good pickup, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, Meraxis is a strong laner. We've seen him win many of his one-on-one matchups and come out of that quite nicely with Steam Boots and Ghost Launchers.
Yeah.
An
Engineer.
engineer.
Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
a lot of damage. They're gonna have a tough time in laning, I think, with Puppet now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm really curious what their last pick is going to be here. That's a prisoner. Oh wait. Are we
Dude.
watching the classical Puppet Master Prisoner dual lane middle?
We might recognize, but that would put. Then they don't really have a core. I don't think they're gonna lane. I mean, it would be a classical lane that is so annoying to deal with, but it would either put Prisoner into supporting position or Puppet into that role. And I think they need both of them on the core.
Yeah. I'm also thinking if, let's say they're not going dual mid with Puppet and Prisoner, perhaps they want to put Puppet Prisoner on the top lane with the Monarch. Doing a good tri-lane and putting Deadwood and
I could see that
lane.
happen. Yeah, I could see that happen more than dual laning with Puppet Prisoner mid. Simply just putting Prisoner in the tri lane and seeing that Legion side will be manning up with some set of duo heroes here. Multiple ways they could do it, but they would be something.
I mean, the only thing that really makes sense are that they're going man up though, or they have to put 2 heroes just sleeping around Engineer trying to secure his farm bottom, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Or,
I mean...
Yeah, there's so many possibilities. They could also put, for example, duel in the middle, but I don't think Kraken want that.
I mean, they could from Legion side, if they expect a tri-lane from Hellborn with the Prisoner and the Puppet and Monarch, they could send Flint alone on the bot lane against Bubbles.
They could actually.
And have that one-on-one play out, and then send the Andro, NG, Moraxis top lane with the triple stun set up and just face them head on with the tri-lane versus tri-lane. So there's many ways this could be played out. There's a lot of versatility in the laning and which ways they may go. So a lot of mind games and what you think the enemies will do and how you respond to it.
Yeah.
We'll probably see some TPs coming out and scouting and setting up wards. So
definitely. I see they're picking up Bubble once more here, and we have been seeing Bubbles at least 3 or 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. But I would really like a Bubbles to scale just one game and actually see how powerful that hero can be with the Grimoire. We haven't really we haven't seen any Bubbles really doing excellent this tournament from the games we have been casting.
Yeah, I agree. We haven't gotten to that point where Bubbles can really do that really nice aggressive split pushing where he just flies in between lanes and flash farms one wave after the other with a Grimoire PK combo or something, and we haven't really seen that, and that's where he really shines.
Yeah.
So, but the game has to be quite long for that to happen, and most of the games are so quick. So Andrew TPing bot,
Oh yeah.
setting it up.
Let's
Bubbles.
see if he scouts the bubbles here, putting that ward. That's gonna be great. Yeah. Well, oh
Yep.
yeah, he saw it. Well, that's gonna be reward probably picked up here from Andromeda perhaps or someone else in his team.
Yeah, big cashoink for Andrew now.
Yeah.
Or someone else who wants the gold. I mean, they might want to funnel it in another direction. But they're tri-laning from Legion side now, so they're sending Flint bot lane, expecting
Oh yeah, they are actually.
troublesome mana, probably.
So wait, they're going Puppet Master Bubble? No, look actually here we have rotation coming from Prisoner and Monarch to the bottom lane supporting the Puppet Master.
Yeah, so
that's,
they were planning to tri-lane, but they were expecting to put it top, but now with the information they've had, they are sending it bot instead.
Yeah. Now they already countered the ward, so that's gonna give them slight advantage there on the lane.
Yeah, but they don't have to fear like a rotation from a jungler or some hero that's not already on the lane. So I mean, it would be nice to have that vision, but it's not so detrimental that they are gonna be dying from not having.
Yeah.
Monarch is bringing a rev, so he will probably catch both of those wards down there in a moment, knowing that the other guys would have had to ward there before them to even see that ward, since they insta-countered it.
At the same time, both Bubbles and Maraxus placed a counter ward on the small cliff there on the top rune, where the rev ward is placed at the moment. But no actual wards was there, so not much lost or gained in that case.
Oh, they rotated NG mid lane now, so it's gonna be 2 and 3 bot.
Interesting, yeah. This is wow. This is very dangerous for Flint and Andromeda here. One small mistake, or they're going too close to the creeps, might be the end of them.
Yeah, Puppet is so absolutely ready to put the Puppet show up.
Oh yeah.
Engineer walking bot lane now, 3 and 3. Kraken 1-on-1 with the Deadwood on the mid lane.
Yeah, that's gonna be more fun to watch actually in the mid lane. 1 versus 1 Kraken, Deadwood.
So much damage from Deadwood. Kraken just melting away.
Even though Deadwood got a small nerf, it's not really big. It's not a big change. So the hero is very strong still.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see if Flint gets to live through Deadwood PK and everything coming up. So
yeah, I would actually just like to see Andromeda and Engie just as fast as they can just stun anyone really, because they have a lot of damage.
I mean, they do, but if they try and walk up and they get hooked behind the creep wave and have that whole thing to deal with, it will be very dangerous for them.
They just need to plan it out well and not be close to the creeps.
They have the level advantage right now. They're level 2 on Legion side, so against 3 level 1s.
Now, I don't know how many times we have seen Maraxus against the Bubbles on a lane this tournament, but it's been a while. Many times, I can say.
Yeah. Last time Maraxus came out on top, winning over Bubbles, kind of. They both got things out of lane. No one died, but definitely more farmer than Maraxus than the Bubbles. And I think this time it's not really the same story.
Yeah,
Bubbles is doing much better.
Yeah. Now Maraxus having a huge creep wave coming at his tower though, so he's gonna get something here, I suppose. Yeah. Mid lane though, Kraken is rotating, Prisoner is rotating, using the shackles there. Deadwood throwing the tree with the grasp, gets connected, but will it be enough damage for the kill? Kraken with the big double charge in the mid lane there. He's turning the tide here. Does he have his Q? No, he does not. Unfortunately, there we go. The Q takes away the health, but at the same time, bottom lane, Flint, Andromeda, and Engineer takes down both Monarch and the Puppet Master, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a fight happening. Oh, mid again, yeah.
Oh yeah, really close there. Oh man, that was so close. Kraken actually getting, if not 1 kill, almost 2.
Yeah, but really big that
Unlucky.
he got that much out of it. Being ganked himself and surviving and doing that much damage to the opponents was good for him. Yeah, but I think this top lane will be very important for them because they're playing
Oh,
quite
yeah.
even mid and bot lane in many ways will be even still. So Bubbles doing much better than last time we saw this matchup is really good and he's specking his abilities much better, I would say, more like I would do it, and leveling up his W more and skipping the to cover,
Oh,
making sure
yeah.
he can do the damage here.
Oh, now he might be in some trouble, though, unless he's going out really fast. Oh, no.
Oh.
Bubbles, please. Some deep trouble here. Bubbles will definitely fall here. At the same time, bottom lane, there's a huge fight going on here. Engineer, Prisoner already fall, and there goes the Engineer as well. Flint mining up all he can against the Puppet Monster here. He needs 2 more auto. Oh, 1 is enough, actually, and now he will man up on the Monarch as well. Here comes the Kraken with the haste to finish up the job. The Cocoon is being used, but unfortunately, it's not enough to save him.
Yeah, very nice. The double soul screen ring doing work. Lots of attack speed and damage for Flint, and
Oh, yeah.
he just pounds away. So
Really well played there, Kraken rotating. And now at the same time, middle lane here, the Keg unfortunately misses, but the Grasp does too. Will Kraken be going in for the dive here on the Deadwood? And there's the Q, one more auto attack, does the job. No, the bot will be being used there, and the tree is getting thrown on the Engineer. Engineer misses the Keg, unfortunately. Here comes the Grasp, but misses the Grasp as well. Unfortunately, not getting a return kill there. And here comes Prisoner, though, saying hello. Now Kraken is on the runner. Kraken just getting his level 6. Yeah, look at that. Deadwood is running though. Prisoner missing the hook. Unfortunately, Kraken doing everything he can to man up. Release off the Kraken being used, and that's a dead Prisoner. At the same time though, Deadwood barely. Oh man, so well played by Deadwood there, but the turret of the Engineer actually managed to get the kill on the Deadwood in the end.
he was so close to surviving. 4 HP, punching Engie down, and then just 1 tick from the turret at the very edge. Just damn.
Oh man, that is sad. Wow, top lane though, Moraxes have really turned the tide there after getting the kill on the Bubbles one time, and his GPM is just much higher than Bubbles now.
Yeah. Bubbles is having a hard time staying close now after.
Yeah. Oh wait, Bubbles actually porting back there. That might cause him some trouble. No,
He has the
Moraxes
ult here. I think he's gonna go for the kill, or at least trigger the ult.
Maybe.
Oh,
No, he does
he's
not
holding
want to.
off.
But Zedwood, however, is rotating over here to try to get a kill on the Moraxes. Let's see. No, he does not even care, not even bothering to throw a grasp.
I think it was a mistake from Bubbles not going there, seeing that Deadwood is on the way and Puppet being up. He should have set up the ult and try and keep the fight going, so Deadwood could.
Mid lane, a big hook on the Prisoner, on the Kraken. They remove it faster. There comes the Monarch stun and the grasp connected onto the Kraken. Kraken will fall in the end. They're trying to charge away in a desperate situation, but it's not going to be enough here. Now Puppet Master on the top lane here. Moraxes might do the dive. No. He's throwing axes though. He might go for the dive here and now. That's the TP coming in there to save the Puppet Master. Oh man. A lot of action as well here in this game.
Puppet is in a core position. He is having a tough time being level 4 right now. I mean, if they want to play him as a carry, there is a steep hill to climb.
Yeah, they might be in some trouble there. I mean, meanwhile, Flint is actually having great farm here. Bottom lane here, Bubbles. Flint using his ultimate here. He's not using any to cover yet. The Keg being Keg, but misses. But Flint auto attacks just doing too much damage there. Prisoner comes in here. At the same time, though, top lane charge on the Kraken there. Double charge in the trees, and that's a stun of the Moraxes coming in, and that's going to be a dead Monarch, I believe. Yes, it is. Down goes Monarch and Puppet Monster on the top lane. This is looking very good for IPX so far.
Yeah, they're farming so well and getting the kills they want. Flint is at 500 gold per minute, and Moraxes on the way up to 400 as well, so their cores are secured for sure.
What
Puppet
would you
will
like?
have a hard time. Like Puppet will never get back, I think, from this. There will be so many dangers with the PKs coming up.
Oh yeah. I mean, Puppet is... He has to be extremely careful just going to a lane to farm, actually. He cannot overstep. Bottom lane here, yeah. Deadwood is being attacked here, and Andrew stuns the Deadwood here, and that's gonna be a dead Deadwood. Getting kegged, stunned, and flared by Flint Beastwood, so there's no escaping that for Deadwood.
Top lane now.
Oh, top lane here. Yeah, Morax is going in here. 1 versus 2, but I think he can take this man fight. Look, Morax is being slowed down though by the Puppet Skew and being dragged back. So at the time being, Puppet Master is fine.
Yeah, Monarch
Good
there to
try,
save
though.
him.
Yeah. Monarch being at the right place at the right time there, saving his carry. Much needed save though. Let's see top lane here.
They might kill him here.
Oh yeah, Moraxis is on huge trouble with grasp and the cocoon and the big punch coming from there to finish off the job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Prisoner dying mid lane in the meantime to Kraken and Engineer together.
Yeah. Kraken with Illusion Rune, man, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, the splash on the illusions, of course, triggering as well.
Yeah. Now we see Kraken here even daring to farm behind tier 1. But here
Really?
comes the Deadwood though, and Bubbles. The grasp unfortunately misses, so that's not going to be a kill in my eyes. Not enough damage when the grasp have been missed.
Yeah, good dodge from Kraken. Good heads up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Now,
they're going in.
oh, Kraken releasing the Kraken here on the Deadwood, gets connect, and there comes the keg. Actually throwing him out though. Now Bubbles is in trouble, actually dodges stun, but he have no way of escaping this here. Already used this Q, and there comes the Kraken charge in the cliff, and that's going to be a dead Bubbles.
It's so greedy from Bubbles at level 7, not leveling up to cover, instead getting level 4 Shell Surf. He needs to have that take cover.
Oh, at the same time though, here comes the Flint ultimate, but unfortunately not enough to take down the Prisoner, so Miraxus finish off the job instead.
Yeah. They will be taking towers now. Flint will just be going from tower to tower, hitting them down, spamming his flare, and
Look
they
at
will
that,
be, they will be looking to do objectives now.
Flint almost close to 600 GPM, so he is a dangerous person here.
Yeah, and all the early items here, he had the 2 Soul Scream rings, one of them upgraded into Mad Threats, and he got the Energizer now. So a lot of early stats,
Early
effective
stats,
items.
Absolutely. I mean,
Straight to the next tower, instantly flare, and just keep
doing all the damage he can, pushing.
Yeah,
Now,
Elbin is setting up top. They're sitting 3 guys in the bushes, waiting for someone to TP in, but no one's coming.
Yeah. Now, oh man, I don't know what Dark Lycan can do here to actually turn the tide.
Hard
they
to say.
need-
Hard
yeah.
to say.
Now, Grass being connected on the Moraxis middle here, but Moraxis, as we all know, is a very tanky hero. So, yeah, they're not even committing to killing him. Moraxis trying to TP out here to the top lane, making sure he gets those creep kills. But look at the push on the bottom lane here with the Flint and the Engineer here. They are going to commit on this tower. That's 100%. Here comes the hook from the Prisoner though. A big keg actually coming from Engineer, almost saving him. Ah, he might be able to survive this. Oh, the Andro swap as well, just to make sure he does get out from there. Oh man.
Very defensive play from Hellbone's side. Again, I think Bubbles there in that situation after the hook should put up the ult so NG doesn't walk so far away, and they can probably get that kill or at least be much closer to it. I think they need to take what they can and just play for it instead of being so defensive in fights where it's their favor.
I mean, when Kraken gets the PK, which he already did buy actually, this is going to be a hard game for them.
Yeah, Kraken is gonna be so tanky with all the armor that he has now.
Yeah.
Play the Greaves and protect the Talisman. PK ready, and he's just sitting in the smoke. Here we go.
Look on the top lane here. The smoked being connected here. Actually, he's smoked. They're both smoked. Everyone's smoked, yeah. But he's probably going for the charge on the Bubbles here. Here we go.
Here we go.
No, he misses. He unfortunately misses the charge, but Bubbles might be fine here. Yeah, Bubbles looking to survive. A big hook from the Prisoner on the Moraxis. Moraxis ultimate, stunning the dead one, and a follow-up stun there. Bubbles ultimate connects the 3 people. Puppet Master ultimate being used on the Moraxis, so he will fall in the end. Now Flint using his ulti, and a big charge from Kraken in the tower there. Might have been overcommitting now, but the Andromeda is there to save the day, taking the sacrifice for the Kraken, which is very much worth it. Now here comes the Engineer as well. Prisoner looking to find something to hook. Now here we go. Monarch is stunning on the Engineer. That's the connecting with the hook. Now, Kraken here might be some trouble. No, he's just too tanky right now. Here comes the Flint as well to finish off the damage of the job. In the background though, Flint is using ultimate on the Puppet Monster. The Puppet Monster will fall, and he's just diving the tower and taking the prisoner with him as well. Now he's trying to escape here. A big keg on the Deadwood there to stop him from grasping the Flint here. But Flint is running for his life. Bubbles Q is being used, but he does not dare to commit. And the grasp getting connected on the engineer, not enough damage to take him out. Moraxus is chasing the Deadwood though. Oh no, this does not look good for Deadwood. The stun being connected here, and the cocoon being used on the Deadwood. Meanwhile, the Monarch just falls, and there goes the Deadwood as well. Too many heroes, too much items, and too much damage for them to even compete with IPX at the current moment.
Yeah, they're so far behind. I mean, the total amount of gold on the Hellborn side is 17,000, and I mean, Legion has another 12,000 on top of them. They almost have double their amount. So
yeah,
it's almost impossible to play in a 5-on-5 scenario now. I mean, if you look at Prisoner, all he has is Striders, Monarch, Striders, and Gravelocket, Bubble, Striders, and Bottle, Deadwood, Striders, and Bottle. They have nothing.
Not here. Once more, Kraken and Andromeda getting another kill on the Prisoner here. Monarch using the stun on Andro just to get off safely. Yeah. I think we might be seeing a swift concede vote here at 15 minutes mark. But we will see here. Bubbles using his Q. Unfortunately misses on the Andromeda. Uses a double stun on the Bubbles here. And the grasp will be connected on the Kraken. Deadwood punch being committed. But he has plated grave, so it doesn't really do that much damage yet. Bubbles trying to finish up the tree, will being popped. One more auto attack. Big charge on the Kraken. They're getting a kill on the Deadwood in the same time. Now look at Flint coming in here doing so much damage. Man, this does not look good for Dark Lycan.
Yeah. Prisoner setting up for the hook here, but I'm not sure who's gonna be able to help him if he hooks.
Yeah. Oh man. Puppet Master trying to farm safely in the enemy's jungle here. So, I mean, a good decision on his part, I would say. Just trying to farm somewhere safe.
But he is the only one who has managed to get above Striders on their side of the map, so they have very little on their side right now.
Yeah. I mean, Flint being at 620 GPM, and then we have the Puppet Master only at 380 GPM.
Yeah. Prisoner sitting at a solid 84, which is roughly the same that you get just by being in the game and not dying.
Yeah.
If you sat AFK in the world, I think you're stuck at 75.
Prisoner just broke the smoke of Kraken here, so that's a well-broken smoke. Now, look at Lycan here. They are grouping up here, but the Kraken unfortunately misses the charge there. There comes Bubbles in, silencing the Kraken as well. But look at Flint just doing so much damage in the backline there with his long range. Andrew trying to swap out, but unfortunately, it will not save him. Now, we have Monarch trying to man up here. Kraken comes in, doing the punch. Now it's only Bubbles, and that's the survivors. Deadwood in the background, they're trying to chase down the engineer, but the Kraken will be released and taking down everyone, actually. Bubbles falls as well. And there is the concede vote. 1-0 going on the way to IPX here. Very decisive win, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could have played it better in terms of the individual plays. I think the Bubbles Marx's lane up top could have gone better for them on Hellborn side and could have helped them be in a better position. But a lot of it came from the bottom lane where the tri-lane simply just won with Flint and Andro and Engineer. So
yeah,
Puppet didn't really get anything from the beginning of the game, and they just kept on trying there and couldn't get back in it.
I hope that Dark Lycan might be able to collect himself after this decisive loss and make a plan for the next game, hopefully getting a big comeback. But time will tell, definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
They'll have one more chance here.
Yeah.
See if they can make it.
Absolutely. Let's take a short break here and we will be back with Game 2 in a few minutes. Take care. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2. We have IPX against Dark Lycan. Game number 2, where the first match went in a very decisive manner to team IPX here. I'm of course joined with Captain Kirk once again. I don't even need to say it anymore. You're here, Kirk.
We've been going for, I want to say 12, 14 matches or something from today and yesterday. So
Yeah.
we've been through this a few times.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we're jumping straight into the banning phase here, and that you can go through the bans here, Kirk. You have some vast
Yeah.
knowledge of the game, right?
Yeah, we have more than you at least, but doesn't take too much.
Yeah.
Vindicator, Deadwood, Bubbles from Legion side, and Tundra, Calamity, and Pharaoh from the Hellborn side. So all reasonably within line again, and Andrew being the first pick once again. And with the Vindicator band, I think it's a great support to have, but it doesn't have that AoE effects and the big team fighting. It's much more focused on saving one person and doing a lot of singular damage. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that fans out. But the Pharaoh ban again from Kolik, making sure they don't get that. They played that hero really well yesterday on Lycan side, so I can see that being a ban.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's
and
definitely a
IPX lost their games to Lycan, so they met yesterday, and IPX got knocked into the losers bracket, and now they meet again, and IPX did a solid win on the first game here, so this might be
Yeah.
their redemption.
Actually, that's quite interesting. Dark Lycan actually managed to beat out IPX here one time already, but the rematch is here, and IPX is definitely wanting to go even further in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if they play like they did last game, they are in a pretty good position to do so. But quite different picks here for them. Kraken and Demented Shaman together. And here we have it, the Soul Reaper and the Grinix together. I think those two heroes together should almost put the win rate like combined to maybe 80 or 85%.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen a Soul Reaper lose a game yet. We haven't seen a Soul Reaper lose a game yet.
No, we haven't actually.
Yeah,
From
and we
all
saw
the
it-
games, yeah.
Yeah, we saw it play 3 or 4 times yesterday. So
Now,
this would be the first if it was to happen.
yeah. Is it going to happen though? We'll see. We'll see.
We will see.
Oh man! All right, Kronos and Keeper of the Forest, along with Pharaoh. It looks to me that these three heroes are respect bands coming out from each other.
I think so. It's very personal. And we
Yeah.
don't see those heroes being picked that much otherwise, so I think they know each other well and know what they're good at.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a Tempest being banned here as the last one from.
It looks like they're trying to stop these push-based heroes, both Keeper and Tempest
Yeah.
fall kind of in the same category of just pushing in. So banning the Melican, banning Melican after Soul Reaper is picked. Oh no, sorry, that's from
Yeah,
Legion.
that's from-
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
they don't want to face the pushy stuff, and thinking Melican could be the carry they would go for. Flint
Yeah.
still being open, which they did play in the previous game.
yeah, Flint have a high win rate, if I'm not mistaken, right? In the tournament so far.
Yeah, we saw it win out in a previous game where they struggled for a long time, but I think it was Kolik as well on that Flint game, and they pulled through yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think Flint is as good as a pick this game as it was last time, because Grinix stealthing in and doing a lot of damage will make it rough to be Flint, and they had the Andro support to swap him away and keep him safe. Well, they go for it. Yeah, I think it might be easier now for Lycans to get into Flint with the picks that they have. Geomancer as well. Also a solid pick, which is often banned, but in this round of more personalized bans, it does go through. Rhapsody pick again.
Miraxus.
And Raxus.
Well, Moraxes have been picked so many games, so...
Slither.
Ooh, Slither, yeah. I didn't see that coming.
And it's not going to be Colleague playing the Flint this time. They swapped it around.
Yeah.
So it's going to be on Crazy Dog.
Colleague now is,
Or?
of course,
Or
in
no,
the
they're maybe not done swapping. Oh, here we go.
Well, why not just continue with the swapping, right?
Yeah, okay. So this looks more in line with what we would expect. So
Let's get
nothing
it
super
on.
fancy going on. I was about to say they might put Slither in a core now that Colleague was playing with, but they
Yeah.
don't.
So we now have Kirk. I just have to confirm here. We have IPX on the Hellborn, right, and Dark Lycan on Legion side.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Thank you. You can call them those names.
Yeah. All right. Now let's go over to the laning phase. Let's go straight to IPX immediately. How do you think they're going to lane this?
I'm not sure if they want to do the 2-1-2 setup or place a double man, like a double mid lane here, because Kraken will be most definitely on the mid lane, and he could be paired with another player, but I think they're going to put him solo and maybe make some sort of a tri lane around Flint again, and have
Yeah.
Geo roam around.
I think you're right, actually. I mean, it makes sense what you're saying there, securing the Flint's farm, and if we go over to Dark Lycan, You think they are going to man up on the long lane here?
I think heroes like Grenix and Andromeda together are a solid lane for a 2v2 matchup. So if they get a 2-2 matchup, I think they could win the lane with just those two, and rotating Meraxus onto mid and having Rhapsody play. I mean, I don't like the Rhapsody pick too much, but I've been over this now a few times. But he will probably be with the Soul Reaper bot initially and play from there. And if they get ahead somehow, could go stack the jungle, could go help mid lane, could maybe go top and help with a kill.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Andromeda, we can already see here, going to TP bottom, of course, to put a ward.
Yes, yeah, we've seen this in every game. It's just a speed run toward, and looks like he's gonna win that race because the meta has only just bought his TP. So
Yeah,
Andrew being ahead here.
Andrew is really fast with that TP, I must say. I do
Yeah.
dare the host of the tournament to keep the camera directed on Andromeda here for a minute or so, just so we can get the sound correctly. Well, this is gonna be an interesting game, yeah.
But Rhapsody pick is better, I think, now with the Soul Reaper core because his passive, his aura with the extra magic armor, penetration, and healing output, it fits much better with the Soul Reaper pick being healing increase, helping out Soul Reaper, and the magic armor penetration helps him do more damage both to creeps and heroes. So I think it's better now than it was before in the previous game where we saw it picked as well. But yeah, I think I would have still preferred another hero. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It might work out. Now, we can definitely see Greenix here once more being picked up. And you think this Greenix is going to have the same factor as the previous games we have seen in this tournament?
It depends if he's going up against the tri lane or not. But if they're playing 2-2, I think he could get into that same situation where he is just so dangerous. And Demented Shaman is decently good with the Unbreakable. It's a nice save, and extra armor later on with the ult could be a good way to counteract Grenix. But if they get ahead early with the Grenix, it won't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely seen the effects of a Greenix here in the right hands, and it is dangerous. It's a dangerous running machine on the Heroes of Newerth map.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never know where he is, what lane he's porting to, and he can rotate so fast between lanes, setting up ganks.
Oh, they're doing something different here. They're putting Soul Reaper mid again. We saw that in one of the games yesterday as well.
Oh yeah.
And looks like they're pairing him with the Rhapsody. And Flint on Colic is going mid, maybe.
Are they
So this
manning up?
this is very different laning.
Yeah. I was thinking they might putting Flint and the Demented Shaman together on the mid lane, but it doesn't look so. Doesn't look like it anymore.
It's gonna be a tri lane based around Slither here on bot lane for them. So they are going for that tri lane, but not with the Flint, but with the Slither instead.
Yeah. Oh, Andromeda putting down a red ward here. It is inside of the ward though, but he needs to have some vision uphill there, if I'm not mistaken, to break it down.
It should give vision the moment you place it to locate that the ward is there, but
Oh, here comes the
for some
Slither with
reason-
our own red ward.
yeah,
But
I can't say why he didn't hit the ward there.
Yeah.
So
He's getting the vision right of the ward.
yes,
Or-
I mean yeah, the circle encloses it, so it should pop up for the first 10 seconds or so, and then after that it disappears and you need the uphill vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
upon placement will grant vision of all enemy wards in fog within that radius. Well, it's only 425 radius for 12 seconds.
Ah.
So it looks like it's a smaller radius than the whole circle. So it might have been just out of range and he didn't see it.
Yeah. So we're having Flint, Demented Shaman here going against Soul Reaper and Rhapsody. Pretty equally fair matched up lane from the start, I would say.
I think Soul Reaper is going to come out on top with Rhapsody here because the healing powers that they have and the ability spam that they can do is so great.
Yeah.
Rhapsody
Yeah,
can
you're
spam his Q pretty much as he wants, and Soul Reaper will keep funneling him mana with his passive. So there is a good chance that they can poke out the enemies.
Yeah. I would actually like Andromeda here to, not exactly now, but in the near future buy a Veiled Rot and actually head towards the middle lane perhaps to try to set up a gank on Flint and Demented Shaman.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Meraxes is going to have a good time top, and Kraken won't be getting that much farm, so they are going for the kill top here right now.
Oh,
it might,
yeah,
it
look.
might work out.
Might work out now, he's eating through the trees.
Yeah, good job eating the trees there.
Yeah. Now, bottom lane, however, Greenix is actually getting quite a lot of levels here. He's level 3 any second now.
Yeah, but he's only getting the XP and not the farm that you would need to sort of get the early Ghost Marchers to do a lot of damage.
Oh, look here, Jenkins are already rotating towards mid layer, trying to set up a kill here. Now he's probably going to jump into the Rhapsody here. Yeah, he's been spotted out, but he's still going for the play here. Stunning in on the Soul Reaper. The flare comes out and the Demented Shaman Q is being popped there. But look at all the heal from Rhapsody and Soul Reaper, man. Barely taking any damage.
Yeah, that is going to be a dangerous healing combination. They managed to get some levels here, but Flint
Bottom
will
lane
be
here.
so hard. Yeah,
Andromeda is tipping bottom and Greenix stunning the Slither here. Slither is in a dangerous position, slowing down the Andromeda. Greenix have no mana whatsoever here, but it depends if Slither will get out. I do not think so. He's in some trouble here.
Geo's on the way though.
Yeah, Geo's on the way. Maybe Geomonster will be able to save him here. It kind of looks like he is. What? Greenix! Oh, wow! Greenix actually got the bloodlust there. I don't know.
Yeah, just in time.
Yeah. However,
He just
though,
get it 1 for 1.
I feel like Slither kind of walked in a weird angle, taking unnecessary damage.
Yeah, he might have been able to get a little bit more ahead, but the Greenix would have the mana. It could have made the difference with the Bloodlust credit, surviving just a few seconds more.
Yeah.
But he kind of got stuck there between Greenix and the tower and didn't really know how to maneuver and maybe wasted half a second there, which could have saved him long enough.
Now, who would you favor on the top lane here? Kraken against the Meraxes. Actually, Meraxes is going towards Kraken and doing a lot of damage, throwing down the axes here, and here comes the charge from the Kraken in the trees, so I don't think there will be any kill right now. But who do you think will have the upper hand?
In the long term, I would give the credit to Kraken. I think the splash is too hard to deal with as a melee hero. It's too easy harass to land and so much extra damage. So, but we'll see how it plays out. Meraxes can do a lot of damage, and one single rotation from Andrew or some other Grenix maybe
Yeah,
can be enough just to kill them off straight off.
that's true.
Yeah, but mid lane, Soul Reaper is not getting to farm at all. Flint is denying everything. Flint has 16 denies, and
Bottom lane, no.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
yeah, and it's just
Oh, Slither
Big
getting
farm.
slowed here by Slither, and the W of Geomonster being popped, taking a lot of damage on the Greenix actually.
it's big harass. I'm very curious to see how that Slither pick is gonna fan out in this game.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be strong enough to match all the damage over time effects, or if the heals from Soul Reaper and Rhapsody is just gonna be too much to even bother. He's keeping his Slither wards up.
Yeah. Look at that. Wait, did he max out the Slither Wars? He got 2 points on it.
He leveled 2-2-1 so far, so
Yeah.
a little bit different from what we used to see when people play Slither, where they mostly go for maxing out Q and maybe getting 1 point in the Toxin wards to get vision and
Yeah.
some singular hits in here and there.
Geomonster here, catching Rhapsody. Rhapsody stunning the Geomonster. I don't think anything's going to happen here. He's going to retreat. Nice try though for a setup gank.
Yeah. Yeah, but they are, like, Kolik is winning that mid lane. Slow but steady. Soul Reaper will have a more and more hard time last hitting against Flint, so he is not getting any farm, even though they're playing 2 and 2.
I mean, Flint's
Something needs to
auto-attack is-
change.
Yeah, something needs to change, that's for sure. I wanted to say that Flint's auto attack is so fast and he has some kind of damage, so it's kind of hard to last it against that hero.
Yeah, the animation is so quick, so you can react after the other person actually starts their attack.
Yeah.
And he does more damage per hit as well than Soul Reaper does now because of those 2 Soul Scream rings. So
Now,
It's-
Greenix here, popping the double damage which he got from the bottom rune. He's trying to set something up here with the Soul Reaper and Rhapsody. Realizing it might not going to happen. No, looks like he's rotating back to... Where is
Yeah.
he rotating? Oh wait, he's tipping top now. He wants to set up a kill on the Kraken with more access.
I think it would be
Yeah.
hard to get that kill on the mid lane with how far back the lane was and in tower.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good
However,
rotation to make.
Kraken here is playing very careful. He's spotting him out here, and the Kraken is going to be safe for the next minute now if he keeps away from the quick wave. At the same time, and Romdao now is the main farmer on bottom lane.
The main farmer.
Actually, one thing we have not spoken about is the Slither have also, like many other heroes this patch, gotten a buff. And those buffs are, yeah, Slither have gotten 2 or 3 buffs, if I'm not mistaken. I know that one of them is Slither Ultimate can no longer be denied. And the same goes for his other spell that takes damage all the time. I don't remember, yeah, that's his 3rd spell. Can also not be denied, so you cannot,
See,
yeah, you can't deny Slither spells anymore.
yeah, okay, that was also one of the main issues with that hero, that you put up all your abilities and like, I'm gonna get so many kills now, and the chat just fills up with denied. So
Yeah, really. Oh, bottom
Actually-
lane here. Slither throwing down the Andromeda here, and Flint rotating as well. Now they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players here from Lycan on the bottom lane here. Now Jim was trying to scout out the Moraxes, but he's unfortunately a bit too far away. Now they're actually they're staking their stacks here while we're talking. Oh yeah.
yeah, and those are the stacks that Toby wanted to get, but he is not gonna be
Yeah.
able to get those. He did
Green
get
X
enough
there
to be-
initiating on the Geomonster, start to cut you off here. Flint missing the big Kraken being released, but it's not enough damage, I believe. Oh, Flint ultimate picks off Green X, but at the same time, Flint goes down now. Moraxes with the haste chasing after the Kraken here, and I believe Kraken's gonna have a very hard time escaping the ultimate Moraxes here. The stun being popped, and Kraken will fall. Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, good picks from Legion, defending their stacks and getting value from that sequence here, so they don't just walk into their jungle and clean it up for free. So very nice done.
the GPM, Moraxis and Flint is being in the lead here with 308 GPM or so each. Followed by Soul Reaper here. He's sitting at 300 GPM. He had a tough time in the mid lane, I can say.
But he is gonna recover now. He doesn't end up in that situation where he just has to watch Flint hit creeps. So he can start killing stuff. He's level 6, soon 7. His Q does enough damage to do whatever. So he can start getting value out of the jungle. But Slither just placing a million Slither wards. He's gonna max that now.
Oh yeah, he actually got 3 points on his wards.
Yeah, I just read through the patch notes quickly, and the big change for Slither is the refresh rate, like how quickly he can place another ward, changed from 5 seconds to 3 seconds.
Oh.
So he can place a new one every 3rd second instead of every 5th. So it's a lot of wards.
Yeah, actually,
Which you can see.
which we can see, yeah. It kind of looked like Andromeda was thinking of, yeah, let's take the Slither down here in the bottom tower, but maybe they saw all of his wards and thinking, nah, let's not do it.
Yeah, exactly. He can hold off that tower for a long time just on his own. So he's playing a Sui kind of role, but no push is happening from the opponents at all because they just meet the wall of towers.
Yeah.
Interesting strategy.
Yeah. Bit surprised actually. I didn't quite see that coming, but yeah, we're definitely seeing the effect of the buff here on Slither wards.
Yeah, they come up so quickly.
I guess Slither's trying to catch up a Dreamcatcher here.
I would think so. Yeah, it suits well with just having a million dots, and they have heals on Rhapsody and Soul Reaper, right? So
yeah,
the Dreamcatcher is gonna help stop some of that healing happening.
Actually, look at the wards though, just doing a lot of damage actually.
Yeah, they do 40 damage per hit. It's big.
Yeah. You can actually farm with those. You can go jungle with this leader. Don't get any ideas. Don't get any ideas, but you potentially could maybe.
Yeah.
Now look at the top lane here. We have 4 heroes aligned from IPX here. There might being... I think they're just going for the push, maybe trying to go for a Moraxis skill, even though it's a hard one to take. And the dub Q from Kraken triggers the shield of Moraxis, so he will run. And release of the Kraken being used on a TP there that never came true in the end, so that's a waste of his ultimate.
I mean, he forced them to cancel the TP, and it would probably mean they can take the tower, so...
Yeah.
It has some value still, but the TP would probably have been cancelled either way.
Yeah, I think so.
Just by the threat of having the Kraken stand so close with the charge.
Now, Soul Reaper and Rhapsody trying to push down the same, but Slither comes in here, putting down his wards.
I think Slither is going to be able to hold that tower for a long time, just placing wards.
Yeah. He also has the Dreamcatcher being picked up. And now, he's going here, connects this Q on the Rhapsody, but he does not want to commit to the play right yet. On the top lane, however, Morax is getting caught out by Geomonster, it looks like. And, of course, follow-up damage from 3 heroes, he's not going to survive.
I'm not sure how he got caught there, because, I mean, the tower was already dead, so he must have walked up quite far after the fact. And they swooped in from behind.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, unfortunately, but something like that must have happened.
Yeah, same.
Probably Geomonster geostalking, just catching
I'm just
off.
so mesmerized by watching this Slither way of playing, because he has walls everywhere. He's going to be so hard for them to kill.
I mean, look at that.
I mean, Rhapsody can't even contest the wards.
No. You know what would be really amazing? If those wards actually spotted out Wheelrods.
Yes, yeah, that would make him so safe to play in a situation like this.
I mean, look at him, man. Just spamming his wards constantly.
Yeah, he keeps the mana pot rolling and just keep the wards rolling.
Wow. I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more of Slither in the next TMM matches we're going to play.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hellborn side are just pushing slowly in. They took the top tower, the mid tower is falling soon.
Oh yeah, look at that. Now, Kraken actually picked up his portal key here. So we're gonna be seeing some plays in the mid lane, I believe. Here we go, Kraken trying to catch off the Greenix, and Andromeda stuns him. Greenix follows up with stun and uses his ultimate, but will they have enough damage to take the Kraken? I do not believe so. And the release of the Kraken being popped, and there goes down the Andromeda now. The Medic Shaman is trying to run here. He's a bit out of position, but no. That's going to be the end of the fight.
A bit weird initiation, but it works out. They get one for nothing here, and get to walk away. But Kraken was almost just deleted by Grinix and Andro together. They're on jumping in.
Um,
And in the meantime, Slither destroyed the bot tower.
Oh yeah, he did.
I mean,
Oh, Greenix here trying to sneak
we'll
up
see it
on
play, yeah.
Greenix, Slither, sorry, and there goes the stun on the tree, but not really doing that. Oh, look at the Slither mana peg doing as much damage as he can on the Greenix. Hopefully it's going to be enough to take him down, but we just have to see. Oh yeah, look at the damage there, doing its work. And as we said before, you can no longer deny Slither ultimate or his E-spell, so if you get your spells up on Slither, you are more secure getting the kill now.
yeah, and Soul Reaper now got the Sword of the Eye. He's closing in on his Muck, but they are down 3 towers already, so the gold lead is very much going the other way, and Soul Reaper didn't get as fast as a start as we've seen in the other games. So even though he hasn't died, he hasn't really been farming that much, being denied a lot by Flint on the mid lane. I don't think he's gonna scale as fast as they would like to now.
I don't think so either, no. Now, Flint here going the classical items with the Knuckles and Vitalizer, and probably going to either transfer over to Nullfire or Geometer's Bane, I suppose.
I'm almost certain it's gonna be Nullfire again.
Yeah.
It works so well against a Soul Reaper core because his mana is important to him, and he
All
doesn't
that
do
thought,
so well with physical.
Moraxis here coming in with a PK and double smoke from Moraxis and Andromeda. They're trying to catch up the Flint here.
Greenix behind them as well.
Oh, yeah, Greenix here. A team smoke being used here from Team Lycan. And that actually scared off now Andromeda here. Being by himself for some reason. Just melts down. At least he activated the whole team smoke from Team Lycan though. So there's something positive in it. Look
Flint
at the
chasing here with the haste.
Yeah. Flint chasing with the haste, yeah, trying to find something more. Now look at Kraken here being ready to set up in the position. And here we go, the big Kraken charge. Release of the Kraken being released, and that's gonna be a dead Moraxis. Unfortunately, Team Lycan do not have a Dust here or a Revolt, so they are not detecting Greenix running right past them.
Moraxis died in one hit there, pretty much. The illusions with the splash onto the ult, he just poof.
Oh,
Look at the
look
wall
at it, yeah, look at it. It's gonna be, I think we're gonna have a dead tower here, look. The Flint push, the Slither wards, and... Oh, Kraken actually connects on the Greenix there.
It's so hard to fight into that. I mean,
Yeah.
and he PK'd in to try. I'm not sure how he saw him. Maybe there was just a fade from his invis on Greenix. He went in a little early.
I think it must have been a fade there, right?
Yeah,
Now,
I think so.
Kolik takes down another tower.
Yeah, so that's 4 towers to 0 so far.
Yeah.
And none of the Hillbone towers have barely been damaged at all. Bot tower being the one losing the most HP, about half.
Flint actually picking up a Firebrand here, so we were wrong with the Nullfire actually.
Oh, okay. I mean, there are some good abilities to disjoint with the Geos as well. Both the Andrew stun and Greenix jumping in and such, but I could see Nullfire being very valuable for him as well. But either item is good, of course. So
Yeah, I think he's probably going to get both if we're not mistaken.
it's just a matter of which order he takes them in.
Yeah.
They synergize so well together as well with the illusions draining mana on top of that.
Oh yeah. Now, Team Lycan here going for the tier 2 tower on the top lane, and it's probably going to fall quite fast, I assume.
Yeah, and if they're quick enough, they can defend the bot lane as well if they wish, keeping their other towers alive. Or they could pressure the base tower.
I would actually like Team Lycan to just go for the Kongor here. They have all the Slither wards that they can put down. Flint has a double damage. As long as the counter ward here now, I would actually like them to see heading in for that Kongor.
I think
And
they're
looks
doing
like
it, yeah.
they are, yeah. Here we go. They have no vision, so they don't really know where they are. Kraken, of course, being sneaky outside, just seeing if he can find someone. Yeah, look at the Kongor here, just falling so fast. Oh yeah, that's a dead Kongor.
Yeah, I mean, if they decide to fight somewhere as a Hellborn team and just lock down and place 20 Slither wards,
Bottom
There's
in
no
here,
way
Kraken
they
is
fight it.
dipping in there, and he will get swapped there, but big reaction from Kraken, but I don't think it's gonna be enough though. The big burst coming from Soul Reaper ultimate, so... that's very fast reaction time on the Kraken actually, but was not enough. Now we're seeing Green X here being in this, and Morax is following up here. They're thinking of actually diving, but they don't really want to take the chance of it, I think.
yeah.
And there comes the Rev board, of course. Oh, Morax is actually jumping in here, but not really any follow being ready that far back. Using a shield there in case the Demented Shaman would like to use his Q at him. Flint throwing down his ulti on the Soul Ripple, doing some heavy damage, I would say. Yeah. I mean, all in all, they defended the tower there. And maybe they are thinking of doing the second Kongor.
I think they're gonna set up for it now, place all the Slither wards and make sure they have the control of the vision up here, so...
I mean, you could literally put all the Slither wards just outside Kongor where you're thinking the enemy will come, and most likely you're going to find someone, right? Unless they are team smoke, the entire team.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're holding it off a little bit, making sure the vision is in control. I don't think they have enough revs to really check everything, but they will probably just ward up with Slither and make sure that they see everything that way. Okay, the solution came there. The bound die is here.
I see Moraxus had a haste here, but it fall out, so it's not going to be used for anything really good.
It looks like they are trying to plan to contest on Conqueror. I don't think they're gonna let this fly.
We might be seeing a fight here in the next 30-40 seconds. Let's see. They are killing the Kongor pretty fast though. Andromeda trying to use the aura to catch some vision off them. And I'm pretty sure he saw they're doing Kongor. Yeah, here we go. Moraxus coming in with Wildrot. And let's see how this fight... Actually, Team Lycan is going back here. Not risking the fight against...
Resetting Conqueror. They're gonna pick the fight probably, but...
Yeah.
They don't want to have Conqueror hitting them in the meantime. So...
Actually, really smart retreat there from IPX. Just waiting out team smokes and smokes in particular.
Yeah, Kraken smoked up now.
Morax is going in, and that is a double slice coming in from the Greenix there. Unfortunately, it will be enough to take down the Geomancer, I believe. No, he's getting out. Now look at all the damage from Flint here with the Geometer spin. Popping all those Rhapsody Protective Melody, but being cancelled immediately. Now Flint and Sleater just doing too much damage over time there. Soul Reaper is on the run with Greenix and Andromeda, and that's going to be second Kongor in the way of IPX any minute here.
Greenix sees what they're doing. He's gonna try here.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, Flint actually ulted him there on the Greenix. Let's see if Greenix actually dares to do the play here. He wants it, but unfortunately it's too late. Slater will cut him off with the boundary. He's in some deep Dreamcatcher being popped, the auto attacks. And the ward popping in, that might actually be enough to take him down, I believe.
Yeah, Flint ult as well.
Yeah.
Oh, just out of range.
Just out of range. He's going to survive. Yeah.
Slither didn't even try to use the Q there. I mean, Greenix was trying to sidestep it, but eventually you gotta press it.
I mean, he would definitely get the kill if he connected his Q.
Yeah, and I mean, you miss all the chances you don't take, and he didn't even try, so...
Yeah. Unfortunately though for Team Lycan, they were not in time to get the token and the push buff, but anyway, they are getting more stats, so more HP, more mana, more regen, so it's a win-win for them.
Yeah.
Greenix here being completely alone here, and now Greenix might be in some trouble. Flint using his flare and his ultimate to do as much damage as again. Geomonster going in, but unfortunately misses the stun there. Now here we see Team Lycan tipping in, strongman army here. Everyone is going, they are looking to chase their Greenix. Morax is coming in here, stunning the Demented Shaman. Slater using all his spells here to do as much damage as he can. Now look at the barrier, actually having a big effect Flint using his Geometer Plane there to do as much damage as he can. Actually, Flint is backing off here, but they don't even need Flint to win the fight here. Flint using his ultimate to take down the Soul Reaper. They are chasing as much as they can. Now Geomaster missing another stun, unfortunately, but it doesn't even matter. They are all falling here in the end. Now they're probably going to dive the Rhapsody here. Rhapsody being the lone survivor, and yeah, I mean, he goes down.
No way out for him. But
Yeah.
Slither is so much value. Like the ults and the wards just keeping the dots on some of these people are up to 25 seconds when they're dying. Like there's another 1,000 damage and more left in the ultimate from Slither before it actually falls off. So it's so much. And they just can't keep up with it.
I thought for a second there that team Dark Lycan was going to win that fight, considering I saw a barrier being popped there and a lot of damage being absorbed, but it didn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean Grinix was almost saved by it, but it wasn't enough. He died regardless. He walked back in thinking he was fine and got blown up by Geowalt.
Yeah, and I also want to point out that the only thing Flint did that fight was popping his Geos, and he just ran away.
Yeah, he's playing very defensively. He does not want to get caught, so he's just staying at max possible range, making sure there's no PK target waiting for him to come in range. And he can take that time, because in the meantime, like his team isn't really dying, and Slither's dots are just ticking away, so yeah, safety first.
Safety first. Another item being picked up on Flint here is Shrunken Head, actually. So he's really going in defensive.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to fill that damage role yet, so picking up his defensive core items first, making sure he stays alive, and letting the damage come from the magics and Kraken and Slither together.
Kraken here being smoked, but Andromeda Aura actually connects and cancelling his PK there. Flint, of course, using the flare on the tower just to get some damage going. And I actually think that IPX can just sit around here and slow push with all the Slither wards and Flint's Q being spammed on the tower.
They can siege the base here and just making sure they have all the wards from Slither up and Revs, so Grinix doesn't walk up. They don't have to rush this. Tower will take damage. Any HP lost from the tower will never come back. So
that's true. Yeah, look at that. Just using the flare, the Slither wards to push slowly and steady. At the same time, though, Grinix is on top lane. No, he's deciding I need to go back to my base now, because probably something's going to happen anytime soon. Oh, actually, Flint with the illusion rune, man.
Yeah, he's gonna have 5 illusions here when he pops the Geos.
Andromeda is swapping on the Flint, but Flint popping in Shrunken and Geos Flint. And look at the man fight here on the Flint, just bursting down the Andromeda, and that's gonna be a dead Andro. The only thing actually happening, but look at the push going in the way here. Geomaster with the pick, but misses the stun. Grinix actually going in here. Now look at the damage coming in. Soul Reaper doing as much damage as he can, but Flint is just pounding a big protective melody in the background there, absorbing a lot of them. Geomaster actually connecting the stun this time on the Soul Reaper, and Flint and Slither just throwing out as much flare and auto attacks with the Slither wards, doing too much damage, and the Kraken shot straight back to the range track. Will finish off
the game.
Oh yeah, that's 5-4-0. GG, well played. Coming in the team for IPX, decisively 2-0. Oh man.
Really, really decisive wins from them here, and showing that Soul Reaper can actually lose a game.
Yeah. Oh man, I must say it was actually a bit satisfying to see Soul Reaper finally lost a game.
Yeah, but he didn't get a good start either, which is kind of required to get that scaling going and really just running over the enemies and getting so tanky that they have done in the previous games. But
yeah,
I think that Slither pick was really good. Like that was so much value from that hero.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since you've seen Slither actually having that big of an impact, and even in a tournament game, he has performed extremely well.
Yeah, I think so. And the wards around the Congo area when you want to fight and stuff, it just makes it such a hard defensive position for the enemies to break into.
Yeah.
So with how quickly you can place down like 10 of those.
Well, I'm definitely going to play Slither in my next match. Well, yeah, that was actually going to be the end of today's matches, right?
Yeah, so IPX moves up and will be facing
Oh yeah, Wogpa, right?
Wokpa, yeah, in the
Yeah.
loser bracket finals.
Yeah, so we're going to have Wogpa against IPX on next Saturday, the June of 14th, at 3 o'clock Central European time. You guys can just go to the webpage and you will find your own time there. If it should be any confusion on which time you're, where the tournament starts in your country or time zone. All in all, a very good day, I would say. Good plays coming out. A lot of action, I must say. Really, a lot of action.
Yeah. Quick games overall as
Yeah.
well.
Oh man, do you want to say anything more here before we rounding off?
No, I think we did some good matches here, and nice to see that IPX could redeem themselves, winning the game against Lycan, which was the team that knocked them into the loser bracket in the first place, and now they're going for the loser bracket finals, maybe putting them in position to the actual finals here. So we'll see if they can beat Wokpa as well.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Of course, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you on June 14th, where we're going straight into the loser bracket finals with Wogpa against IPX. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye bye.